Good afternoon, people of the internet. The very kind people of the internet with your eternal questions and knowledge. We're about to start the live build very soon and introduce some new tech that we're actually working on today that will soon be available. PJ, want to say hi to the people?
Hello, people.
Your mic's not on.
Oh, hello, people.
Oh, there you are.
There I am.
Ready to say hi, PJ?
I'm here. I'm saying hello.
Well, on camera.
I'm on camera. Hello.
Not now.
I can hear this time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lewis. I'm your host for today's live build for none other than Bajheera,
Bajirao.
who you might know plays a lot of WoW. He's actually playing WoW right now. Hey.
Wow.
We're going to go over some stuff before we bring him on board. Also joining us today is Mecha Amigo, our Corsair rep in chat. I know I probably messed up your title, but if you guys have any Corsair-related questions, Mecha is your go-to. He'll be watching the stream and be more than happy to answer any of your questions. I'll be answering questions as well, but the majority of the time we're going to be talking to Bajheera as long as he wants to be on stream. Let's talk about what we're building today. As you can see, PJ's already completed a couple things there, but we're going to talk about the specs. And these specs are a little something else, a little futuristic. If you're wondering, I see people over in Facebook jumping in and saying hi. Hey, how's it going? These are the specs, and you might notice something a little different. And I'm going to talk about that real soon, but let's go over it from the top. It's a Corsair. Corsair. This is what happens when you read so many part lists. I saw Corsair in the top, and I'm like, oh, no. We're building with an Origin PC Millennium desktop case. Again, you can't find that anywhere else. You can only find it at originpc.com. The power supply is a Corsair RM850X 80 plus gold power supply. The motherboard is an MSI MPG Z490 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard. Now, hold on. Timeout. Excuse me. Did that say Z490? Yes? Hold on. Yeah, my notes say that is a Z490 motherboard, which that means, hold on, we'll get to that in a second. Corsair Hydra X Stage 1 cooling. So this is actually a custom cooled system. So we're actually using a custom loop. PJ's actually started on the PC build, so we can actually complete it during the stream. So we're a little ahead of the game here, but it's just so we can complete it during the stream. So the CPU, I'm not going to name it yet. The CPU will be cooled by a custom loop. We're not using an all-in-one cooler, as again, this is hand-built, custom. All the tubes are already pre-made and whatnot. For the fans, we're using Corsair LL-IQ RGB fans. Again, if you want that sweet RGB lighting and excellent fan performance. And the big kahuna, the top dog, the crown jewel of this PC. We're very proud to introduce the Intel Core i9-10900K coming at 3.7 gigahertz. Hold on, we're going to make a quick jump over here to the box because, give me a second. We got to show people the box. I see you can see the bottom. We're going to quick transition over to the actual camera. It's 10th gen.
This one particular is a little special one because this one doesn't come with one.
Look at that. A little fancy box there. Oh, you got an i5 there too, but we're not messing with that today. We're messing with the 10900K. I need to get used to saying that. All of us always fall into that habit of just saying the same thing over and over and over again. For me, it's a 9900K. Now I need to shift my mindset to the 10900K. So if I do say 9900K at any point during the stream, you can laugh at me. I'm just saying. There's a motherboard. But again, thank you for showing off the box. We're going to continue with those specs. Continuing, we're going with an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. I know, it's not new, but it's still the best. It's great. For RAM, we're going 32 gigabytes of 32 megahertz DDR4 Corsair Vengeance. We're using 4 sticks, and they're white, if I'm correct. Right, PJ?
Yes, sir.
All right. For storage, we're going with the 1920 gigabyte Corsair Force MP510 NVMe M.2 SSD. I have that one at home. It's awesome. It can store plenty of games. I actually have my OS on it and games on it, and it's pretty fast, and I'm loving it. And this, I'm sure Bajheera will love this SSD as well. Now, if you thought too, or close to 2 gigabytes was enough. Well, for the rest of the storage, we've added a 14 terabyte Seagate Barracuda HDD. And actually, we're going to jump to the main camera really quick here to show you guys. I'm joking. It is 14 terabytes. Hold on. There you go. Swapping moves. Let me move out of the way there. But 14 terabytes of storage. A little too close there. You can't see anything anymore. But I can't even think, like, I know you could probably fill it up pretty quickly, but if you have like a handful of games you like to play, you won't be filling that up anytime soon. Is big. We're gonna wrap up the specs here really quickly. And of course, the system also includes Origin wooden crate armor, so that means it'll be shipped in our signature wooden crate. Includes warranty, lifetime 24/7 US-based support, and lifetime free labor, and of course, powered by Windows 10. Surprise! No using other OSs here, friends. I'm just stunned because just last week, actually, during the last build, we were talking about 10th gen, and lo and behold, we're building a 10th gen system today. Now, I know you guys are probably all wondering, what about the benchmarks? I would like to know too. So I'm pretty sure after this system is built, they're going to do testing in the back. One thing that we do know is that the turbo boost is up to 5.3 gigahertz, which is pretty up there. Again, in comparison to the 9900K's 5.0 turbo boost gigahertz for the single core. Jesus, what is the speed of that 14 terabyte drive? PJ, do you know? Can you? How much is it? I think it's 52. It's not. I don't think it's 7,000. I think it's 5,000 something. I don't think it says it on there. We'd have to go back and check. Actually, check it ourselves when we put it on the computer. I wish I knew, but unfortunately, I do not. My safe assumption is in that 5,000 range. So, or 5,000. You know what I'm talking about. If you should know. All right. 5,400? That's my assumption. All right. That's enough of that. So PJ's already... Actually, PJ, do you want to go over what you've done so far so people already know before we bring in... Hold on, we can't hear you.
Nothing crazy so far. The only thing that I've done is pretty much set up everything inside the computer that would...
Yeah, go ahead and walk through the inside of the computer, because again, people haven't seen this at all. This is fresh. This is brand new for a lot of people, because normally when you start the live builds, we're doing the motherboard first. But the motherboard is already inside the PC. The CPU is already on the CPU.
Unfortunately, it already is inside there.
The RAM is already inside the PC,
yes.
And that's the RGB Vengeance.
Corsair block's already installed. 120mm cooler is installed. 360mm cooler is installed. All 4 fans. The 14 terabyte storage drive. And I'm picking up from here. I'm trying to get the iCore, not the iCore, sorry, the IQ lighting and everything set up with the hub and the receiver. Get the fans all up and running, because this is what takes the most time.
All right. Sounds good. Go ahead and angle the camera down just a bit.
Hey, don't yell at me.
I'm going to yell so loud that people in chat will leave.
You're so loud at work.
Because it'll be extremely loud.
That's one thing to have.
You want to know how loud I am at work? I'm quiet, because...
the loudest person in the office.
I know we'll probably come back soon. So don't worry, you'll hear me yelling from the middle of the hallway. Be like, oi, oi, oi. All right, so let's go ahead and check in with Bajira to see how he's doing. I know. Let me check over here with his stream. Oh nope, he's away from his computer. But let me see if I can check in real quick. I'm just gonna do quick audio. Oh, it says BRB 1 minute. Okay, just caught him in a BRB, but he'll be joining us shortly. He'll be joining via voice. And actually, I see he is currently in a tavern over in Wowland. And by the way, for those of you in Bajira's chat, I can see you guys too, if you're watching. So, everyone's right now in deep with the WoW. Is Bajira's PC already outdated? I need to, if someone could get me the list of the specs, I was gonna do this, but if someone can get me the list of the specs from the last PC to this new PC, it'd be interesting comparison. I don't think it's too far off though.
Outdated, but I don't think it's super.
It's not super outdated. You can still play. You can still totally use that one.
Yeah.
This one is just a super special build because again, it's 10th gen powered. So, which is crazy again, they should be, tomorrow is a big day because we already announced that we're taking orders. But tomorrow is going to be the big one. All right, I think he's back. All right, back. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and turn on that microphone. Bloop. And bloop. Hello.
Hey.
How's it going? I see you're over there in game, but we're actually well off with the PC build. Have you seen it yet?
I've got your stream open right now.
All right.
Looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Look at it. There you go. So
And
far.
by the way, stream, if you guys want to see what we're doing, Origin PC, my lovely, beautiful, wonderful sponsor, they're cooking up a brand new Games and Gains PC right here at twitch.tv/Origin PC. So we should be squad streaming, but you guys can also go swing over there and check it out while they're building it up. Looking good. Ooh, look at that nice little swirly, pivoty station you got on there.
The lazy
Real
Susan.
nice.
I know everyone loves it. Everyone's like, "Oh, where can I get it?" And it's like Amazon. Like I don't. It's like people just want to know.
Amazon, you can get it at a home goods store.
Yeah, don't they sell those at Home Depot too? I don't know.
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
Looking good though.
I know people use that for creative projects, but we like to use them for PC builds, and they're pretty useful for PC builds, as you can tell.
Yeah.
So we have PJ mic'd up today as well. So if you want to talk
Great.
to PJ
What's up,
too,
dude?
he can
I will
always.
forever be mic'd up. What's up, man?
If you want to bother him,
Yes.
but I know he's pretty focused right now on the build.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
what?
the idea with this one was just to get it done to completion, because since the cryos take a little longer,
Yeah.
you know, we're not going to necessary time budget, but we don't want to make everybody sit here forever in a day just to watch 20 things get up and running. So
No,
what I
you're
did
good.
was I
So
already installed the motherboard, the CPU, the memories installed, the Corsair
Nice.
water cooling block. I'm setting up the fans right now. This is the Corsair IQ hub. So all the 6 fans, or sorry, the 4 fans will be connected to this, and then they'll go into a receiver. So it's
Beautiful.
The lighting's gonna be insane on this, especially on the white systems. They pop like crazy.
yeah, no, it looks awesome from the outside. So what should I be excited about in terms of the components into this thing? You went over them. What does that mean?
The top one, the one that I've been hooting and hollering about, is the 10th gen Intel Core 10900K. I need to get used to saying that because I'm so used to saying 9900K for every live build that we've been doing. Not every live
Gotta
build,
get
but
used to it. But think of a
so
good
now
way
it's
to
the
say it.
10900K, which is a brand new Intel chip that
Yeah,
they
that sounds
introduced just
intimidating.
recently.
The 10900. Is this thing gonna gain self-awareness and like, am I gonna have to put my skills to the test against this thing in physical combat, or is it gonna be on my team? Are we
It could
good?
be you in chess.
Okay. That's probably all right. I won't challenge it to chess, but other than that,
Skynet's happening.
Skynet is
yeah, I know.
happening.
I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure I treat it real nice, and so it doesn't, rebel.
See, that's the problem. It wasn't called Skynet. It was called Intel.
Yeah.
So the big deal with this one is that the turbo boost feature goes up to 5.3 gigahertz on a single core. Before on the 9900K it was 5.0, so it's a 0.3
Okay.
boost, but it's still a decent enough boost for games and software.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So is that gonna help with like what will that help with in game or with like recording and rendering? Because that's my main thing. The main things that I do on my PC that I look forward to gaming, but also streaming and recording at the same time.
Mhm.
And then when I'm not streaming, recording, or gaming, I'm usually like rendering up videos.
Rendering,
So will that help with any of that stuff?
yeah, rendering will be significant, or not. I want to say I have to be careful with my words because I wish I had the benchmarks from me because I could say for sure, but
Okay.
I'm operating under the assumption of what the speeds are of the processor in terms of history.
Right. Okay.
I think it's great in terms of the performance it's offering right now. And for rendering, it'll be an interesting thing to see in action. I think it'll knock it out
Nice.
based on the specs alone. But of
Okay.
course, everyone wants to see the benchmarks. I want to see the benchmarks myself. I'm a big tech person, so every time benchmarks come out, I'm always
Yeah.
like the first to watch the YouTube videos or actually see them in house when we do them here.
Yeah.
Like this CPU is so new. I don't think some of the people in the back even have access to it yet. I assume they do, but I'm just saying, like we have hands on something that some people don't have.
Nice.
So
And we're gonna be putting that in the new PC. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys for hooking it up, man.
yeah, it's heading your way.
That's
It's so
what
crazy.
that's what you do, though. That's what you do. You guys
Yeah.
hook it up.
Yeah, and then
I
we
appreciate
also we always get the new stuff when it comes out too. That's one
Yeah.
cool thing working in I guess this space compared to say like a mainstream system is that the mainstream
Yeah.
systems don't usually see these chips for at least another couple months or so.
Okay. Okay.
We're usually on the cutting edge when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's what I tell my peeps, man. If you guys are going with Origin PC, they're gonna hook you up, and you can build some colossal Titan PCs, you know. But you also have some options in terms of like some pre-builts and stuff, whatever fits your performance and your price range. But no matter what, you're gonna be getting something good.
Yep.
And you guys are super passionate about building PCs too, so you're gonna get a machine that has good components, but is also crafted with love, and that comes through in the presentation and in the power, I feel.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you.
I know that PJ and I were like,
it's the
oh,
truth, man. It's the truth.
yeah.
I'm excited to
'cause-
see that sick games and gains graphic on the side of it too.
Yes, we actually have that on somewhere in the room, but we're not going to show it off
Yep.
until a little later. Unless
Alright,
if you do want to see
There's
the, just let us know. We'll bring it out.
Okay, there's a little sneak peek on Twitter for those of you guys who are curious about it. It looks good. But no, I don't want to disrupt the process. You guys are looking like you're in the groove right now.
Yeah, this is
Good.
actually the first time, from my understanding, that we're actually doing this. The system already partially built, just because liquid cooling or the HydroX cooling does take time. So by doing it this way, we can actually complete the build during the stream and show everyone how the finished system looks like. Because this is gonna be a crazy looking system when it's all said and done.
Yeah. So what does the new liquid cooling setup do?
So this isn't entirely new, but it is kind of new to us in terms because we've had previous liquid cooling systems before, but we're using all Corsair components now.
Nice.
We're using the HydroX series. So if you go to Corsair's website, you'll see that if you look up their liquid cooling system, it's a whole new lineup of reservoirs, tubes, fittings, a whole thing.
Nice.
At originpc.com now we offer all of that, and you guys can actually select it, and we build it and take care of it.
Sweet. Yeah, that's nice. I don't want my PCs to be getting too hot even in the California summers, you know? Nice to keep them nice and cool. Hopefully that'll help.
And actually, I know that, where are you, Mecha? I know Mecha's in chat too, so if you guys have any questions about that HydroX, he'll be more than happy to answer that too.
Okay.
I haven't dabbled too much with it personally. I've dabbled mainly with the all-in-one and the heatsink stuff, which is all great.
Okay.
But the custom loop is just something that, again, you just can't find that on the store, right? You have to either do it yourself and spend a lot of time learning how to do it yourself, or check us out at Origin PC. That's pretty much like, it's a hard thing to get into, but when you do have it, it's pretty nice. It's come on, PJ, you're downplaying it. I see people always trying to like struggle when they're introducing themselves into liquid cooling like that. But for me, it's like, oh man, I have to spend a good amount of time researching it, preparing for it, and it's a challenge. But again, if you do it, it's, you know, pat on the back.
Yeah, but you guys have already done. We got PJ over there already done the work. Already an expert over there. I mean, like, it's no big deal. But maybe for mere mortals, but
it's really not hard.
Well, you got a little bit of experience whipping up some PCs. I'm glad to have you on the team.
I don't have any experience, so I don't know.
Right.
This is the first time I'm building a system.
It's just Legos. You just read the directions and slap it together.
Pretty much. That's how I look at it. It's just electronic Legos, dude. You're gonna plug everything in and
very expensive Legos.
Very expensive
don't
Legos.
drop it because it'll break, just like a Lego.
Right.
And yeah, definitely don't step on it.
Please don't step.
And people are always scared of stepping on Legos. Don't step on a CPU. No, that's not good.
No. So what else do we have to look forward to? We got the 10900 Skynet edition, and then we have the cooling system.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got in there?
Oh, we got the SSD. So that's the 1920 gigabyte MP510 Corsair SSD. I have that one at home. I love it.
Nice.
Boots up Windows really quickly. I can access all my files like blink of an eye. I'm probably gonna get a second
there
one.
and have instant loading screens.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, no, this thing's gonna be super fast.
Nice. Yeah, always good to have those quick loading screens.
Last man over in. Oh, sorry. Say,
you know when your friends don't have the SSDs because you get out of arena and you instant queue and you're still waiting on them to get out and you're like, come on, man.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling. And everyone's like, how are you in the game? It's like, I have an SSD. It's really fast. You should get one.
Already loaded in, ready to rock. Already slaying.
I know. I've loved the SSD when using or playing GTA, because GTA is pretty big.
Right.
So it takes a while
You
for it
need
to
that.
everything load, and it just so much faster than it was, a couple years ago when I used a regular hard drive. Oof,
Yeah.
night and day.
It's kind of a requirement at this point, I feel like. You get the SSD. So sweet, we got the nice Corsair SSD on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent, excellent.
Corsair cooling. It's a very Corsair heavy build.
Well, so that's
Which
what we
we
like,
love.
dude. That's what we're Captain Corsair over here, so we need all that Corsair
Yeah.
gear. Yep. on that little graphic you have of me in the corner there, I'm looking good in my Corsair hoodie too, I must say.
I'm sure Mecha's loving all of that.
Yeah.
So Les over on Facebook has a question for me. Can you explain the difference between stage 1 and stage 2 cooling systems? Absolutely. So the difference is mainly in the radiator, if I'm correct. PJ,
And the upgrade of the GPU, because gives you the option to water cool the GPU block.
In PC, our beautiful sponsor, who's making our PC right now, our new Games and Gains PC. They're actually doing a live build, so check that out. Should be nice. Should be nice.
Thank you for putting the
Pretty
link in
pumped about it.
your chat. I see that. So again, if you guys, welcome for those of you joining us from Bajira stream. He's here too, as you can hear. So
Chatting it up, yeah. I was just dropping the link to your stream in my chat there,
Very cool.
so we can get all our peeps. We're like, ooh, what's going on over here? Like, now you know. Now you know. Cooking up the big one, the Games and Gains PC V. What is this, like version 2.0 perhaps? I think.
I think I did.
so.
Is this the third system we're doing?
I think this is the third.
Yeah,
is the
so the
third, and this
first
is
one, the
3.0.
first one was the GSO PC,
Yeah.
baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the big boy too. But yeah, we've
I built
had,
that one for you
quite a
too.
few good ones. Yeah, no, like all the PCs that I've ever
I
gotten
built all
from
of
you guys
them.
have just been amazing. That's good. I can trust you with them. And then I even have like a long time ago, I got a laptop that I still use when I travel. That thing is still kicking butt, man. I can game and stream on that thing too. The laptops from Origin PC, they're basically just little portable gaming PCs. It's pretty awesome.
I think they're more than that,
Powerful.
because we have a
Yeah, they're powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy in how strong they are, and I know people laptops are always usually the in the PC space, because when you buy one, that's usually outdated pretty quickly, but ours are on the higher end,
Right.
so they last
Yeah.
longer than a mainstream laptop.
And they're
they're awesome.
upgradable depending on which one you get.
Right. Oh, there's a bunch of horde here. I'm gonna slam these guys.
I have I'm going to respond to Mr. Plaz really quick, because you have like 3
Oh, yeah.
questions all in one
Okay.
thing, so I'm just going to directly answer them. And he said, I know he posted them multiple times, just that we have a bunch of stuff happening at once, so I'm just going to knock them out really quick.
Yeah, I want to hear this too.
So he's asking about the taxes, 0 to 18. It depends on your where you're located. So if you're, I believe, in California or in Florida, taxes do add. Our sales team can talk about more about that. $100 gift card give you a discount? It does not, but you just do get the $100 gift card. And if you do pay monthly, you do get all the accessories when I start paying monthly. You should get everything when you order your system. So if you do the monthly payments, you get everything. It's just do the monthly payments. But the sales team is the best resource when it comes to those questions. I'm just doing the general answers. But hopefully that answers or takes care of that. And I was also going to say, House of Tom, I saw that he asked a question about a Corsair accessory. Tag at Mecha Amigo. Saying it out loud sounds. I usually just call him Mecha, but when you say it out loud, it sounds kind of funny. But he's all about that Corsair tech, and he can answer pretty much anything. He is the Corsair wizard. I'm also going to give him that as his unofficial tagline, Corsair wizard. So we do have
Sounds
a
good to
Corsair
me.
wizard in chat. So this is for your chat as well, and for anyone in our chat. If you guys have any questions about anything Corsair, we have an expert in chat ready to answer questions. That's why he's here right now, just to answer anything Corsair related. Because I know I usually answer some of the Corsair questions too on my end, but he is the wizard. I'm a Padawan.
He's the guy.
So like headsets, keyboards, etc. Ask him. Do it.
I feel like I've used quite a few Corsair peripherals in my day too. So we talk about them all the time in chat. Like, what's the headset? What's your keyboard? What's your mouse?
I see. Are you using the Virtuosos? I think those are the Virtuosos,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm using them too.
Yeah, they're super comfy. I like them.
It's funny because my friends ask me like, "What headset should I get?" The Virtuoso, like without even thinking about it. Normally,
Yeah.
I'm usually like really like I consider the options. It's just immediately
Yeah.
the Virtuoso. I just love it that
Yeah.
much. It's insane.
You know, the Virtuoso is great, and I'm loving it, but I'm I'm honestly, for a long time, I've been a big Void fanboy.
Yeah.
The Void is awesome too.
I have Voids at home too, and I love them. I use them
Yeah.
like just casually just put them on for work
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah. It's hard to go wrong with Corsair, man.
All right, Mech, I got a question for you from over on Facebook. Corsair has several lines of power supplies. What is the best line? I can partially answer that one just because there are different lineups, but it's different sizes, so the name of the power supply can differ in per cases. But there's a more detailed response because I know some of them have all the cables already plugged in, and then you have the modular ones which you can actually unplug and plug in specific power supply cables. I'm sure Mecha can drop some knowledge about the power supply. It's really tricky to say if there is a best one, but there is definitely a premium line of power supplies on Corsair's website. So, Mr. Plaza, am I able to pay off the PC with the gift card? Technically, no. I would say because it is a Visa rewards card. I mean, again, talk to the sales team. They're usually the go-tos when it comes to that. But yeah, the payments are broken out. Steelbane TV, how does the Intel 10900 compare to the 3950 for gaming? Higher clock speeds or less cores? So definitely it's a tricky thing to compare them right now because I don't have any benchmark information. I wish I did. I'd be more than happy to talk about benchmarks between the two. But currently, it's the fact that the 10900 has 10 cores. The base speed, if I'm not mistaken, is 3.7 gigahertz, and then the single core turbo boost speed is 5.3 gigahertz. So that single core speed is insane for current processors right now. So there's I would assume, again, this is without any benchmark information, I would assume the 3900 is definitely going to be in the lead in terms of that single core performance. Again,
This one has
based on the
numbers.
numbers.
It has 10 cores.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy. A pack a punch.
And I always date myself too because I'm like, I remember when quad core was a thing. I'm like, that's a big deal because some games were using quad core. Now it's like, no, he's 10 cores now. It's like, what?
Jeez. Well, see, like, I'm just like, there's all these games that have like peak performance, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm still playing WoW. But it is nice to have WoW run in super silky smooth FPS at good settings and be able to record and stream it all at the same time, which is that's like I was telling you earlier. That's pretty much what I'm after. I just want to have it be not only a powerful gaming PC, but also just like a content creation beast, Because being able to stream and record at the same time and not even feel it at all like the FPS or anything like that is just the absolute best thing.
And then you can also forget about it too, because I know sometimes when I play games, I'm just like, I don't have to worry about tweaking anything. Like you do it for the first time and then you forget about it because everything runs great.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, it's like when I play GTA, I'm like, I don't have to worry about a thing anymore because I have a solid, Intel CPU, solid NVIDIA graphics card, excellent RAM, a fast SSD.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't touch anything.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I like getting myself from Origin PC so much. I don't have to worry about all that stuff.
There you go.
I think that all these, the playing around with stuff and overclocking is interesting. I'm just definitely not an expert in it, so I know I can get a machine that is set up for what I need it to do, and then not have to worry about it, like you're saying.
I mean, we do offer
good.
professional overclocking as well. Actually, we do offer that on the 10th gen CPUs because that might be of interest to some people that want to get that extra little oomph. It's not a major boost from what I've read or from what the team tells me, but it's like a tiny little boost if you really want to treat yourself to some overclocking. Again, we do it professionally and it's covered by the warranty as well. So if something does happen, our team covers it.
Okay, that's good.
Because I know
that's one of those things that I've always loved is that I know that you guys make some gnarly builds and really good stuff. But if anything ever does get weird, you have 24/7 support, so that's good.
True facts.
Yep.
And that's one of the coolest things about that overclocking feature. Again, it's completely optional. You don't have to add it, but it's there. I saw someone was asking about the specs. I just put them up on screen for you.
Oh, did you?
Because if people want to know the specs, so there you go. You can take a screen cap if you want.
Let me see.
So that's the image version of the specs. I have it scrolling below on the main screen.
Right.
But I'm just putting it up here so people can take a look.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna want this for like when you do like an unboxing video and stuff. Because what I'll do is we'll end up like linking to like an image of this, so we can have all the juicy
I can
specs.
send it to you over Discord. I have it pre-made over
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah. Please do then. Yeah. Just send me
There
the
you
image
go.
file, of course.
Oh,
I was about,
there you go.
but I'm over here about to make a screenshot of that
no.
thing. I'm like, ooh.
No, see, we're connected right here. I just sent it to you. There you go. Bam.
Awesome,
Easy.
Sweet. Thank you.
How easy that was.
So yeah, even though we've been talking about it, what jumps out to me, I'm seeing a whole lot of Corsair. I like the way that looks. That's beautiful.
I can't wait till you see when it's done, because it's funny, when I see the specs, I can picture the system in my head, but when you involve custom cooling, that's when it goes to another completely other level. Because all in all, liquid cooling is great, but it's not the same as custom. Custom is just something that, again, is not standard. I need to emphasize that for people that aren't too into computers. It's not something you see all the time. Nowadays, for a lot of systems, you do see all-in-one coolers. A couple years ago, that wasn't the case. But now you see all-in-one coolers in mainstream systems, and there's differences in between like the mainstream ones and the higher end. But this is something else.
Do I need to do anything different with this cooling system we're talking about, or is it just gonna handle its own business and be good?
No, it's gonna be good for months, years, etc.
Awesome.
And again, if something happens, support team's there, and they're usually really good with supporting that liquid cooled system as well. I know we usually they're really knowledgeable when it comes to that, and I always hear conversations about like, oh, you know, it's about that time I need to take care of the liquid cooling system. They can take care of it all.
Awesome.
So someone's asking if the liquid cooled 2080 Ti is also the 2080 Ti is going to be air cooled. So this is a CPU only custom loop.
Okay.
Bike Man in chat. What's up? Oh my gosh, this Bike Man.
What's up, Bike Man? Check out the build, bro. Looking good, huh?
Oh man, we did a build for Bike Man only a couple weeks ago.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Are you liking your PC so far?
On the tweeters.
I'm sure you received it already.
Yeah, he had to. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna fact check real quick. It's gonna a little dig in here. Someone in your chat's asking if you're playing on the new PC. No, because it's still being built. That I can answer.
No, they're working on it right now. I'm playing it telepathically through my mind. That's what it actually is right there.
You're some kind of time traveler?
You think what he's got on his head right there is a microphone? No, indeed, that is a mind control device that I'm using right now to play around with my new PC from all the way out here in California.
In the future, well, I'm trying to think about it. It hurts. Yeah, Bike Man got his PC. It was only a couple days ago. Awesome. Oh, not delivered yet. Oh, UPS is being a butt.
Oh. There's no time for this silliness.
And those networks are all like choked up, given the current circumstances. Because I know I have some stuff I've ordered to take a while too.
Yeah, and thank you once again for putting in all this work while all this stuff is going on. You guys rock.
Oh, thank you. I know the team's still, very hard at work. I'm fortunate enough that I can work from home, but some of the others have to work here to get the PCs done. It's like a lot of stuff. Like we've launched a couple laptops, so I've been working from home to get those laptops ready to go, so people can check them out on OriginPC.com.
Yeah. Right.
Actually, speaking of Intel 10th Gen, we just launched 2 laptops featuring Intel 10th Gen as well. Those are the laptop variations. I need to be very specific. I know people are always asking about desktop processors. All I gotta say is stay tuned. I'm not saying anything else. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Because we do have our Eon 15X, and that uses a desktop processor that is not Intel based. But people do like it a lot. But I will say that we have other things in the pipeline. I can't say when, but it's coming.
Nice.
All the people in chat are going to be getting that little hot tip there. But that's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. I've been hard at work on this thing, so it's very fresh in my mind.
That's right. That's right.
So, Vanowick asking, I'm looking to invest in a good laptop for cybersecurity. Would you have any suggestions for that? I mean, I guess in terms, how much power would you need? That's my question. Because cybersecurity could be many things. If you're going to be using virtual machines and doing like testing there, And if you need desktop performance, or if you're okay with the laptop processor, that's kind of a key thing when it comes to that. If you can answer that, I can give you some suggestions. But when it's a
I don't
decision,
think we talked about the graphics card yet, have we?
no,
What's going in there?
it's just so like because of the Intel 10th gen, it feels like the graphics card's kind of fallen off to the wayside. But it's still the insane 2080 Ti, the one everyone knows and loves. It's great. It's fantastic.
The power. Well, thank you. Getting that hooked up too. One of my marina buddies is in here. He's jealous, dude. Get you one, man! Exclamation mark Origin PC in the chat, dude. Get you one.
Someone in your chat saying about the future NVIDIA cards. The only thing I can say, I have no idea about anything in the future, and even if I did, I can't even talk about it. But I have no idea at all. Like, I'm not even in the loop whatsoever. My guess is that new graphics cards are coming out this year. But one thing with the PC platform is you can always remove the card and add a new card, and you've upgraded. It's so simple.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
Unlike the consoles, which unfortunately with the consoles, if you want to upgrade, you have to sell the entire console and get a new one. Yeah. So that option is there.
I don't like you right now.
I'm not gonna say anything about PJ, but I'm just saying I just said something that ticked him off slightly. I'm just saying I love my GTA and a PC, man. It's great. I know that there's hackers and all that, but I live with it. It's fun.
Speaking of consoles, what's this deal with, I know that it's not going into this PC. What's this deal with this Big O business, huh?
So the Big O, a little backstory. A long time ago, we created the original, the OG Big O, which was a fully featured PC with like 4 graphics cards and an Xbox 360, and it was all liquid cooled, all of it. And it was like 10,000 or like 15K. Very expensive.
It was Intel was challenging all boutiques to like build the craziest system they can come out with. Since Origin was just coming out, they were like, let's do one called the Big O. So they custom made an entire case. They did if I remember, I don't remember the full specs, but I know it was a quad 590 setup in this system.
The 4 GPUs I distinctly remember. I'm like, we don't do that now.
They were the first ones to actually crack open an Xbox 360 and liquid cool it, and they were selling them.
So that was the OG one. Fast forward to 2019, we introduced the modern Big O, which included 3 consoles and a liquid-cooled PC. We sent that over to Unbox Therapy, and it went viral pretty quick. People, not going to say harass, I'm not going to use harass, but people pestered us in a nice way that to actually offer a Big O on our site. And we were like, we didn't think this would actually happen. Okay. Fast forward to January of 2020, and we offer the Big O on OriginPC.com. It's not the same. So basically, we design it in such a way that it's actually manageable for us to create in a decent amount of time and quickly build, right? That's the key thing, because if we made the exact same one like we did for Unbox Therapy, it would take forever. That's just a fact of life when it comes to something like that. But we did a Big O live build a couple weeks ago for Sheriff Strafe, and awesome dude, and he's actually getting Xbox One and a PC in one system, and he's gonna be using that for streaming.
Nice. Yeah, I've never gotten into a 2 PC stream setup before. Maybe I should eventually though.
I mean, whatever works best for you. We've had conversations on this stream all the time about like using dual PC or one PC setups. Here
the PC that you guys built for me, I never really have felt like I needed the 2 PC setup, but it still could be fun, I guess. It just seems like a little bit more of a hassle.
I guess each to their own, because we have people, or I think it was during Bikeman stream, he does one PC.
Yeah, right.
Us in the studio, we use 2 PCs for game streams.
Yeah.
But that's mainly for redundancy for us at least, because if everything shuts down, or if one PC crashes, we've actually had that happen on stream before too. I think it was we're playing Jump Force, and I was fighting Vegeta. I'm just giving you the backstory. It is great. I'm fighting Vegeta, playing as a Shaggy character, like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. And I was giving all this smack talk about how I'm going to beat up Vegeta, and then we plug in this controller, and the computer crashes.
Vegeta had enough, dude.
So I was like, wow.
That's
so that's a good demonstration of how a 2 PC setup could be beneficial. Because the stream was still running, but the PC crashed.
Right. That is funny, though.
You're sounding robotic on my end. I know you mentioned it earlier, so it's happening.
That's my mic. Yeah, 1 second.
Big Tony Muffin has a question for us. How much maintenance would you say Corsair Hydra X liquid cooled PC from Origin requires? How often does liquid need to be changed? It depends on a case by case basis. Typically, on average, I believe just adding the liquid is like every year or so. But if you use your PC pretty heavily, you might need to add some more. I'm sure Mecha can probably add a little bit more to that if he's familiar with the Hydra X cooling in general. But that's from what the support team, the stories I've heard, is usually about a year or so. And again, refilling is pretty simple. Just opening a port, you getting your Corsair coolant, and whoop. Carefully, of course, not just and spilling it all over the place.
Do that again?
And in sound effects.
I liked it. Is the mic better now?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I feel like it's my mixer. The mixer doesn't like Discord sometimes.
Maybe it's the bit rate. I know we've had issues with robotic voices before, and when I tweaked the bit rate, that fixed it. But I'm just assuming. I have no idea how your setup is, so it's just more of a assumption.
No. Tell me, because my mic never sounds robotic on anything except Discord. But it does it with Discord. I'm not sure why. It's weird.
Because you sound fine on stream.
Yeah.
And
very
Discord
odd.
just the weird one.
Yeah.
Because if it was on stream, it's definitely the bitrate. But if it's only on Discord, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh well.
Maybe it's something in Discord settings. But if you sound fine, awesome.
Yeah, I go through the very high tech technique of fixing things, of turning it off and then turning it back on again. So
Okay.
It works. Gets the job done. Yeah, it's just Discord thing. It's all good. As long as it's not on stream, but that definitely kind of freaks out my arena partners all of a sudden when I go robot mode.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only ever since I started using like a mixer. Alright.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't want to shout the mixer because we're using a mixer and also an audio mixer as well. Our setup is it's not too crazy, but it's enough so we can get a PJ talking, me talking, and also the PC audio as well.
Right.
So it's also enough that I can mute my microphone pretty quickly if something happens. If I need to yell at PJ, which I don't need to do anymore because he's mic'd up and can hear everything I'm saying.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's just so I can use like I'm always forgetting it. So it's XLR for the mic and DSLR for the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I get those two confused sometimes, but yeah, it's like these XLR.
Yeah, the XLR
mic.
cable, DSLR is the type of camera.
I know. I could probably also bump up my my webcam setup too at some point. We'll see how that goes.
Ooh.
We got all kinds of upgrades to make with the new games and games PC. We just upgrade the whole setup, dude. We'll find out.
Man.
We'll see. Because I know that we have the Elgato Cam Link that I got one of those from Corsair and Elgato, so I can put that bad boy to use at some point too. Make it pretty easy to set stuff up with that.
Oh yeah, I've messed with it very briefly. The Cam Link's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just would like to upgrade our cameras so we can. I mean, I think our camera setup's pretty solid though.
Yeah. Looks good.
Definitely upgrades. We've been considering upgrades. It's on the cards. We've been talking about it a lot behind the scenes.
Dude, I feel you about the on the card thing. I'm like, I could take the day and I could dink around with my setup, or I could turn the stream on and play video games. Like it's like, which it's not a tough call in that situation. Like, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play video games for a while. We'll deal with the setup later.
Sourbar has a question. I have a stock i9 9900K. Would it be worth the upgrade to the 10900K? I only play games. 9900K is awesome. It's unfortunately when it comes to CPUs upgrades like that, I personally, again, this is personally, other people might say otherwise, but personally, I don't think that's a worthy upgrade. If you're going from 7th gen and below, the 10th gen is probably something to consider if you really like Intel CPUs. 9900K is great. It's very solid. I missed someone donating bits. Oh, did I? I think I might have had. I think I have those notifications turned off.
Somebody over there powering up. We have a lot of fun with the bits on this channel.
Why liquid cooling though? That's a good question, PJ.
I have a good answer. Why not?
It's there, right? PJ's fully knowledgeable in terms of putting it together. It gives the 10900K a little extra boost of performance.
Look at it like this. It's the same. This is like the same guy who goes and throws rims on his car.
I think it's more than that though, because this is actually a performance boost. It's not just aesthetics, but it's also a tiny
now
performance.
this is the guy who
tiny
did all the
performance, but
motor work to his car. That's that guy. You're that guy. And it's okay.
And it looks cool too. It's not just a tiny little performance boost, but it looks cool. So
I think it's a little.
All right, so we got the processor, graphics card,
Yep.
cooling.
Yep.
What else we got in there?
The RAM, it's pretty cool. I know it's not some people might like 32 gigabytes is a lot, and I don't think
Listen. You got to show respect to the RAM, dude.
it's great. I think it's a solid kit. The Corsair Vengeance, and it's also RGB as well, so it can link with IQ.
Everything.
Nice.
So you can
Right,
just,
some of the lighting is gonna be fun.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be the liquid cooling is IQ, the fans are IQ,
Okay.
the RAM is IQ,
The CPU block is
the
IQ.
CPU, yeah, the liquid
The
cooling.
reservoir is IQ.
Reservoir is IQ.
The case lighting is IQ.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
This is a 5-head PC right here to all this IQ we're talking about.
Hey, did I tell you it had IQ? I didn't know if
And
you
of
knew.
course, since you have Corsair accessories, it also syncs with that as well. It's
Yeah, I know, man.
a cornucopia.
Hey, Lewis.
That's the Corsair way, dude.
Yep.
Lewis.
Yep.
RGB to the moon.
It's got IQ.
Yes, it does.
Love to see it.
What is IQ? So IQ, spelled ICUE, is Corsair's proprietary RGB software. You can download it if you have Corsair accessories or Corsair hardware in your PC. You can look it up on their website. They have a really nice website showing what IQ is capable of. Basically, you can change the lighting of individual products, individual LEDs, depending on the fans that you have. You can actually sync it with some games, such as Division 2, Blair Witch, and I'm trying to think of others. Far Cry. Far Cry is a big one as well.
Huh.
And you can also system monitor as well using IQ. Again, you can check it out on their website. I know Mecha in Twitch chat can spill the beans on all the IQ sort of stuff. And actually, there's custom profiles you can download as well. I know I messed around with a Doom profile with IQ and made everything look a little hellish. Very
That's
cool,
awesome.
actually. I liked it. I was like, it made everything look
Yeah.
like it was on fire, but not actually on fire.
Right.
So
That's cool. Yeah, it does everything. Control everything.
Hey, it controls everything. If you didn't know.
Yes. What, the IQ?
Yep.
We're talking about
Just a heads up.
the IQ. Setup? In case anybody missed it. That's big beefy boy, 5-head PC. Dude.
actually, speaking of big beefy, we're gonna do a quick little price check on our site. We usually do this during live builds, just to like show the price of what actually we're building, or the price of the system we're actually building is if you order the exact same one.
Oh jeez.
Because someone on Twitch I was asking, I know other people were asking earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that for the chat.
Oh jeez.
PJ is currently
White.
showing off the XD5
In
RGB
white,
white
In white.
reservoir.
This guy here's getting hooked up.
I haven't seen the white one before.
Nor have I.
I've only seen the
that's why
black
I
one.
did. Look at that.
That's
That
cool.
looks so cool.
Wow,
Oh,
I'm seeing
white,
stuff I haven't
dang.
seen before.
Dang, dude.
I thought it was gonna be black, but it's like, oh no, it's white. Like what? Okay, cool. We're gonna go real
Dang.
extra with this build.
I like that.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Gotta have the games and games PC looking swole, dude.
And that has
Got to.
RGB as well.
Yep.
Of course it does. Look at that thing. What a beauty.
It's gonna get crazy now. This is where the fun part starts.
All right, I'm gonna let PJ mess with that. I'm gonna do the specking on my end just to get
turn the mic
everything
off.
good to go.
So you don't hear
PJ's also gonna mute himself because it's gonna be a lot of messing around.
You can hear a lot of.
And the drill's also gonna be on, so he doesn't want to ruin your ears.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Someone in the chat
Have you
giving a
seen
lot
that-
of love to Noctua. Noctua's great. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Noctua suck? No, they're great. They're awesome. Very solid. White on black is great. Stormtrooper colors. Yeah, it kind of looks like a Stormtrooper. A little bit. Rusty trombone for a free PC. I used to play the trombone in middle school. Used to. So this is interesting. We're actually going to be seeing how the reservoir is installed in the front bay area. So one of the cool things with Millennium, because typically the front bays can be used for hard drive bays and other storage devices, but we're going to be using that to store the reservoir, which is pretty cool. Because you're probably wondering, where do you put the reservoir in this kind of system? We're going to put it in the front.
Oh. Cool.
When you open your door,
I'm up for it.
when you open the door, you'll have this mesh grill.
Looks like you got a little bit of room in that case.
Yeah.
The reservoir.
Yeah.
So
Pretty big
PJ's showcasing how you can actually see the reservoir when you open the door of the system.
Oh.
Because there's a mesh bracket that's going to be added. That's actually pretty
Sweet.
new too. We added that a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So
The little mesh thing?
yeah.
Little mesh thing.
Interesting. Checking the layout out.
How can you tell what generation your CPU is? I have the Intel i7-3930K. You can tell by the first number of your the 4-digit or now 5-digit of the processor. So you have a 3rd gen. I mean, that's kind of iffy because sometimes you can say like I'm not going to technicalities. That's the general answer. You can probably get more technical with it, but in general, that is a 3rd gen. All right, I'm gonna make a quick jump over to our site and quickly go over a build similar to the one being built today.
Dude, I'm nervous about that, dude. That's crazy.
All right, so
What
it's
it's all gonna come up to.
interior is white. The exterior is black. PJ?
Exterior is black, correct.
Yeah, exterior is black. Okay. Then we got HDUV printing. You can't see it on here though. No, glass print. That's textured. I picked the wrong one. That's new. Did they add textured again? Interesting. I learned something new. I'm so used to glass print. Texture's back again. Okay, cool. So we're adding a HDV print. It's not exactly, actually, I can put the custom one. Let's put the custom there. There you go. Custom glass print. And cool. So that's the customization of the system. We are going with the 10900K. If you're wondering why I'm saying it so many times during the stream, is because I'm training myself to say that instead of 9900K, because I'm so used to like going to the configurator and saying 9900K, but now it's the 10900K.
Right.
So I have to train myself because I don't want to
Because there's
mistake.
still a 9 in there too.
Yeah,
so
there is a
it's-
9. It's not 99. It's 109.
Right. Right.
I'm assuming that's the correct vernacular too, because it's not like the 100 and 900.
Right.
That sounds dumb. It's 10900K.
Yeah.
Unless I get a call from Intel saying like that's not how you say it. I'm like, I'm sorry. But
you
I'm gonna
very
call it the
angry
10900K.
Should have made it easier to say.
All right, there's the motherboard, the MSI MPG Z490 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard. Memory, we went with 32. So we can't exactly match the build 1-to-1, but we're gonna go with the closest possible specs. So 32
Okay.
gigabytes of RAM. Cooling. Now this is where the interesting part happens. We're gonna add that Hydro X cooling in stage 1. Close that. PJ, what color are we using?
What do you mean? Oh, red.
All right, we're gonna add red. You can actually choose the color of the coolant in the HydroX cooling section.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you want to go clear, blue, green, purple, or red. For this
What is
build,
it gonna be?
we're going with red,
Oh,
which
I like it.
It syncs up with your games and gains.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So
Be perfect. Now my transmogs in WoW are like my favorite ones for PvP are always like red and black.
perfect.
So
it's gonna
you
look.
guys are after my heart with this PC build here.
So for fans, we're gonna go with the QL fans. The ones we're using on this system are the LL fans, if you're wondering. GPU.
Good to know.
2080 Ti from NVIDIA. So added that. Almost there, guys. And 9200 or 9200. What am I saying? The GPUs. I mean, let's see. The CPUs and the RAM. Oh my gosh, I'm fumbling everything today. What's happening? The
Got
SSD.
a lot of numbers and letters and.
I think it's the 10900K that messed me up. Honestly, I'm so focused on the 10900K that like everything is off for me. It's like, oh, I have to say the 10900K, not the 9900K. Everything is like broken now. Please reboot. So for the SSD, we're going with the 1920 gigabyte Force MP510 NVMe PCI SSD. We do offer the MP600 as well, which includes a little heatsink there. But we're going to be going with the MP510. I have this one at home. It's awesome. All right. Storage, 14 terabytes. Which we don't offer on the site. We only got the 10. So again, this is not one-to-one. We're going as close as we possibly can. And I think that's it. Again, it's not exactly one-to-one, but the system comes out to $4,851.
That's a big PC right there.
Yeah, and again, that's
a
the
big boy.
guesstimation based on the parts that we have on showcase today. I'm gonna put up the spec screen real quick so everyone can see. Again, this PC I just built on stream. It's not exactly the same as the one I just did on the site, but it's pretty close. So that's a good guesstimation. I saw some people are saying $5,000. That's close.
Close.
That might be on the money too.
Well, thanks, guys. Holy moly.
So that's a pretty beefy system.
Strong games and gains going on that one.
Hamsy's asking, what's the cryo core? I'll do a quick showcase of the cryo core. This is extra. Let me tell you. So, cryo core is a motherboard mount that also holds liquid, so the coolant. It's a really cool showcase of the system. It is aesthetics only. I am not gonna hype it up that it can improve your performance because it does not. It's totally all aesthetics. Let me
Hey,
showcase
man, sometimes
it
you
here.
gotta make gains just for the aesthetics. I understand. Doesn't always have to be strength, man. Sometimes you're just trying to look good. It's all right. It's all right.
That is what the cryo core is all about. So it's basically that motherboard mount that can showcase that extra or the liquid flow through the system.
Nice.
Super extra, I will say. But people do go for it because they like having the glass side panel on the cable side, so they can actually see the liquid. So
Yeah. Awesome.
would I personally go with it? No, I prefer performance over looks. So I'm more of the power instead of the aesthetics. But it's there. We offer it.
We're just flexing a little. That's all. Flexing a little.
So PJ just mounted the reservoir onto that
Look at
mesh.
it. Awesome.
That'll look
looks
cool.
like some sort of like hyper warp drive going into my PC
Yeah, I was
right
gonna say,
now.
it looks pretty cool when you're mounting it like that. Because I've seen the systems built, but I haven't seen it being built with that reservoir.
Yeah.
So let me check what the
Super
other
cool.
cameras got going on. Curiosity. Oh, that's a good angle. We'll go jump to that one.
Okay. I'm watching too.
So you can actually see what we were talking about, how that front mesh, you can actually see the reservoir when you open up the case. And again, that lights up. So that front of the case is going to light up. and the light's gonna pour through all the little hexagons. So
That's so cool. Nice.
Electro Oblivion over on YouTube. Question about upgrades. Mine is still good for a few years, but if I update it, what parts would you recommend? So the parts that you want to upgrade if your computer's really good right now in the future would be either storage, so SSD, HDD, etc., your RAM, and then your GPU. Those are the three main components you would consider upgrading. You could possibly upgrade your cooler, but if your cooler works fine, there's really no need to update it. But those are the three major parts. I know for me personally, I've always upgraded the GPU the most, if that makes sense. Usually like buying a new one, selling the old one, etc., or using the old part for another PC. So if there's an SSD, if there was a part that I would always recommend for people to upgrade, if you're running a hard drive today, get an SSD. Stop what you're doing. Save money. Get an SSD. I'm telling you, like graphics, yes, they're gonna be great, whatever. Speed, when you realize how fast your computer can boot up, your OS, Windows, Linux, etc., how fast it boots up, and you go from hard drive to SSD, it's night and day. You'll be like,
as the goblin say, time is money, friend. You gotta boot that thing up quick.
I know there's that old joke of saying like, oh, you know, back in the day when I booted up my PC, I could go make a sandwich. Now you boot up your PC, you're already good to go. You press the button, you log in, immediately start gaming. So, are you gonna put a floppy disk drive?
I probably don't need one of those.
I mean, if you're gonna play some like Warcraft 2, Warcraft 1, like old school, but even then you can get digital copies. But you know,
right.
NVMe is better. It is better. It's faster. But just SSD in general. That's what I'm usually referring it to.
Yeah, like if you ever DC an arena and the enemy team isn't waiting for you and you want to be able to log back in real quick, it helps to have a long load screen.
I know.
Can't kill in a DC it too fast, dude.
It's
Got
true.
the SSD.
It's true.
Yep.
I know a lot of people just jumped into GTA since it's free right now in the Epic Games Store. For a lot of people that have, their game on a pretty, standard computer. Again, the SSD will make GTA so much a pleasant experience. Again, you're not waiting that long to get into the server because everything loads up quickly. So, like loading into GTA, instead of taking like 2 to 3 minutes, takes about a minute 30, or even a minute. So,
Okay.
Again, that's the initial boot up, load in, because it has to load the entirety of Los Santos. So.
Ah, yes.
Boot up is still go get a sandwich. I mean, you're making a real fast sandwich there.
If 2 pieces of bread and air counts as a sandwich, yeah. Like an air sandwich.
Yeah, SATA SSDs are fine, but it's just that if your motherboard does support, NVMe's, I would go for that. But if you have a motherboard that only supports it, that is totally fine. So that's still a decent upgrade. For who is this PC? Bajheera.
Me.
He's talking to us right now. You can see his information on the right hand of the screen. We got his Twitter profile picture with his Corsair hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
And his info. You can go check him out at twitch.tv/Bajheera.
Bajira. That's a little pensive, pleasant gaze off in the distance. Thinking about how much fun I'm going to have with this new PC. It's about right. Right there in that picture.
Surprisingly, I'm not really too big into RGB, but this system has so much RGB, you have to play with it. Like, it's just that plentiful that it's a point you're like, all right, I'm going to spend some time and just, put on a light show on it. Do SSDs slow down with age? No, but they do have there's a whole technical explanation. I've done research, like brief research on it, that over time SSDs do deteriorate, but I'm talking like 15 years, depending on the quality of the SSD.
That's not like the right thing, right? Or no?
Yeah, but at that point, in 15 years or so, you're probably transferring all your data to another storage drive. Again, the safe assumption to everyone, or the safe thing for everyone to do, is to back up your important files everywhere if possible. So like Dropbox, Google, etc. It's like the important stuff, right? So like family photos or anything like that.
Yeah. You've probably already uploaded your consciousness to the cloud in 15 years.
Oh yeah, of
so,
course, right.
You'd be fine.
And it's also not recommended to fill up your SSD either. You want to keep some space, about like 15 to 20% open, to maximize its performance. So if you are filling up your SSD, dial it back, remove a couple games, remove a couple files. Make sure that there's that like leeway, because you'll notice a drop in performance.
Okay. Good to know. Oh yeah, what kind of storage do we have there? You might have already gone over it, but
Yeah, so we got the SSD, the 1920 gigabyte Corsair Force MP510 SSD, and then the Seagate 14 terabyte hard disk drive.
I thought I heard that. Okay.
And it's
that's a lot of storage.
It is an insane amount of storage, and that's like the thing. You put stuff on there and you forget about it.
Yeah, that's why I put all my clips and stuff of when I record some PvP stuff and whatnot. It'd be perfect. Need that, and so you record all your PvP stuff, and I can also save all the videos that render. I can render it to that storage drive.
Save it directly on there, and quickly access it for any edits or anything you need to do.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. This sounds awesome.
You are most welcome. I know the team's behind the scenes thrilled about it, because we're all... I know we're just excited. It's a 10th gen build. It's the first one we're doing on stream. And and I know that we actually have some orders coming in with the 10th gen CPUs as well. So...
Oh, okay. Nice.
So this is a new.
Yes.
Electro Oblivion's asking, what would you upgrade from this Intel Core i7 8700K? 8700K is still solid. If you're getting drops performance, which I doubt, I think you're still getting pretty solid game performance across the board. If you want to do more at the same time, then possibly consider the 10. I have to say the 10700. Is that right? 10900K, 10700K. That is a thing. Oh, I'm not gonna get used to this. I have to, but because we have the 10400, the 10600K, and the 10700K on our website. I missed the 9. Poor 9. I don't think there is a... Yeah, there's no capture card in this setup, if I'm correct. Rigel in our chat's shouting you out, Bajira, for holding still and not moving.
Yeah, it's a lot of discipline, but I trained, in ancient kung fu temples for a long time to maintain this type of discipline while speaking.
Yeah, that posture, because I have you in the corner of my eye, so like
it's like core activation, core.
Like for me, I'm usually moving around, reacting, but you've just been focusing. You're talking to us, and you're playing, and you're watching the stream too.
I'm locked in, dude. I take this stuff very seriously.
Wow.
PC builds, they're a lot of fun, but you gotta be serious about it. Gotta pay attention.
Mess over on Twitch chat's asking, can I upgrade my boot drive if I already have my PC? You can, and if you talk to the support team, they can walk you through it on how to do it properly. Because you need to transfer your OS and all that fancy stuff over to a new drive if you do want to do that. Yeah, it's cloning. That's usually the term. And there are free tools. Our support team is usually super knowledgeable when it comes to that. We've had people ask us on how to upgrade. over on YouTube is $999 USD PC, a regular PC price. It's manageable. Depends what you're getting for it. And again, you got to be careful with your parts, because if you get parts that aren't, trusted or questionable, you'll find that you might have to replace some parts quickly. Usually it's a power supply.
Oh.
If you get a Corsair power supply, then you're good to go.
Right.
I have 2 of them at home, and I think they're both great. They do exactly what they need to do.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, and the banner says capture? Oh, let me fix that real quick. I thought I deleted it. Oh, there you go. It just says capture card. It didn't say anything else. It's so weird. Sorry about that, guys. And fixed. I was just curious. I don't plan on upgrading. I upgraded my cooling system from 120 to a 240 and my RAM from 32 to 64. That's a pretty big upgrade there. Could it stream Shrek? No. No Shrek. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good upgrade for the store, or your storage, 250 to 1 terabyte. Are there careers at Origin PC nationwide or a certain area? It depends on the position. It depends on the position. I think support and sales can be done remote. Don't hurt me, support and sales. That's my assumption. But preferably Miami, Florida, since that's where we're located, is the preference point. Lucas over on Facebook asks, is this so easy how it looks to build PC? It's because PJ has a lot of training experience.
Depends on who you ask.
I think building a PC, not like this one, a regular, standard PC, CPU, all-in-one cooler, maybe a heatsink, pretty easy. But when you do this stuff that PJ is doing with the tubes and the cooling and the reservoir, little challenging. Little bit.
But not for the pros in Origin PC.
Correct. Dr. Phil Your Guts asking a question about the microphone. Using the Blue Microphone's Blackout Spark. It's an XLR microphone. Shout out to our friends over at Blue. Great. We've actually used this microphone for years, and everyone always compliments it.
I'm actually using the blue baby bottle right now. So
Okay.
As well. Yeah.
You've heard about that thing that Elgato's coming out, right? The one they've been teasing?
Oh? I don't know if I
Yeah,
have.
they teased it during
Maybe
CES.
I'm
I
out of loop.
don't have any information on it, but let me see if there's
Of course not.
a little something on the Elgato site, because I saw the teaser, but I got no name. All I know is it's tease. It's very tease. For tease heavy. Mech, I'm not sure if you got any
Consider me teased.
any other tease information for us, other than something's coming.
Okay.
Something audio related.
Okay.
So, we'll see.
Keep my ears open for that one.
Ride the wave. That's all he's saying. Ride the wave.
Okay. All right.
I know that they had a thing.
PC built it, link to their stream. Origin PC's building it right now on their stream. You can check it out. They're working on it live. Oh, it's looking beauty-mous.
Actually, speak of the devil, Elgato put out a tweet yesterday that says, have you signed up for a newsletter? You might want to do that today. And it says elgato.com/en/project-wave or -wave. Oh, that's it. It's just something. Something's coming. I'm gonna put it in the Origin PC chat as well, just a link to their website.
Okay.
No. So something's coming.
All right, we need to keep an eye on that one.
So that's like a stay tuned kind of thing.
Right.
I'm excited. I think Elgato makes awesome products. We've been using them here in the studio forever, and I'm excited to see what Project Wave is all about.
Right.
Saudi Pirate's asking, is PJ the only guy who builds PCs at Origin PC? No. Imagine if he was, though. That'd be horrible. Poor PJ to be here all the time just building PCs. Like, oh, PJ, you have to stop building everyone's PCs and come on stream to build a PC.
Let me ask you a question, Lewison.
Yeah.
Where am I after hours? Here.
I was going to say here, too. 10 clones of PJ.
You can't kick me out of this place.
It's the passion. I respect it.
I was told by my manager that if I take a vacation to stay away from the building.
Don't come back.
It's like, oh, can I just come to visit? No.
No.
Just stay away.
Batsmaru. We got stuff in the future. We had a couple of those builds before. Actually, a couple days ago, too. But definitely more in the future. Don't worry about it. Today is all about that Intel 10th gen.
I can't
Look,
wait.
even the power supply.
The power supply is
Oh,
white,
wait,
by the
oh.
way.
Ooh.
The RM850X.
Hey, look, it's a Corsair too. It's IQ. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you know?
I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Vates or Vets? Do you guys sell any of these Origin PC cases by itself? We do not. So the exclusive Origin PC cases, we do not sell on their own. If we do sell them, it's usually once in a blue moon. When I say once in a blue moon, I mean like once every 3 or 4 years.
I think they've only done it during the launch period.
Or prior to a
Sorry.
launch. if
Yeah,
that makes
prior
any
to the
sense.
launch, they would do it, and maybe for like a month. If
Or
you
like a
didn't catch it
random-
within that month.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or like a random time, they're like, here you go. We're giving people the option to buy the cases.
Yeah, they don't give anybody the heads up. They just put it out there.
Yeah.
Surprise.
It's one of those exclusive things, and there's very few people that got their hands on the case.
Yep. Actually, we do offer Corsair cases on our site as well. Let me do a quick showcase of what we got. This is a new thing, too. Because I know some people are saying, like, oh, you know, I like the Origin PC case, but I like the Corsair cases better. We got stuff for you, too. Let me do a quick jump over here. So here, this is actually, if you notice, is the same thing we just did earlier to build. You'll see that we have 2 options under the Millennium. The Corsair 500D, and it's going to reset the configuration, and the Corsair 678C under the Millennium tag. But if you go to Neuron or Genesis, you'll see that we also offer Corsair cases there too. So in the Neuron's case, we offer, of course, the exclusive Origin PC Neuron case, or the Corsair 110Q case, or, this is actually the case I have at home, the Corsair 220T case. The 220T is pretty awesome. On the Genesis side, you can go with the Genesis, of course, the Origin PC exclusive Genesis, or the Corsair 680X case, which is a massive, it's actually the Biggo's bigger brother.
Oh.
It's the same case, or same like series of case to crystal series from Corsair's lineup, but it's the 680X, and
Nice.
it's big. It's got a lot of space, and it's very easy for at least the team to put together a liquid cooling system in this case. Again,
Nice.
plenty of options available at OriginPC.com. Oh, Corsair George in the chat. Hey, wow! Look, Michael, you got some backup.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Oh man, this is great. Lots of people coming in from the Corsair fam. As I came in to talk about the Corsair cases, like perfect timing. What can you say? But yeah, the 220T case, I love it. I have that one at home. I have the one with the glass panel in the front. Oh, excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm so glad that we offer these cases as well as an alternate option. Again, our cases are awesome. Again, you can't get them anywhere else. But of course, being able to build a system using a Corsair case on OriginPC.com, I think that's great. If you don't want to, build it yourself, we can do it for you professionally. Holmer 1982 asks if do you send to EU or is it US only? We do ship worldwide, and you can see your country on the. Actually, let me just do that now and just show you what it means to ship worldwide. Give me a quick second, and I'll demonstrate. So over here, you'll see it says select country, and there's a little flag right there. So
What's up?
it says
You like World PB? Yeah, this
America,
is
or United States, I should say, to correct. And then you have a bunch of countries on the list. So in this case, let's pick the UK. So everything will change, again, based on the currency, payment methods, any duties, taxes, etc., and of course the shipping. So we do offer it, and my thing that I always remind people is that shipping will vary massively if you do ship worldwide, or if we do ship the system worldwide. So that option is there. I'm going to switch it back to US. Bloop. So hopefully that answers that question. The one and only Mahler. I have the Genesis. It is huge. It's the same type of the design as a Millennium. It's just that it has that extra bottom portion, which again you can use for cooling or storage. I think cooling is the most popular option. So. Saudi Pirate has a question for me. I bought my PC, or I have a problem with the heat. System cooling, Hydro X Stage 1, liquid cooler, Corsair L75. I want to upgrade this. What do you suggest, please? Talk to the support team, because they can walk you through what potential options you can do. And I'm curious as to the heat problem. You shouldn't have a heat problem with that. So again, my recommendation is talk to the support team ASAP to check that out. Because there are potential upgrade paths you can do, but because it is a custom cooled system, I definitely suggest to talk to the support team. Is liquid cooling going to be hard lines or flexible? These are flexible tubes, or soft tubes, as we call them internally. Any promo codes for us in chat? No promo codes, but I can give you or show you guys what we have in terms of special offers right now. Let me do a quick jump over here. If you're curious, of course. In the top of the site, you'll see that we have our desktops, laptop accessories. If you click on special offers, it'll actually send you to our monthly special offers. So in this case, our May special offers, which are actually going to be ending pretty soon. And a little birdie told me that something might change. So if you like these special offers, they're here, but stuff might change. And the only hint I'm going to give is that this weekend is a 3-day weekend. And there is a holiday associated, and that holiday usually has sales associated with it. So I'm just saying, if you don't like these, maybe you might want to wait. Maybe. If you do like them, probably go for it. So we do offer $100 off select laptops. All laptops get free US ground shipping, and then our desktops get a $100 Visa reward card, free US ground shipping, and bonus digital games, depending on your build. Quick Bounty 1 has a question for our Corsair peeps in chat. So Mecca and Corsair George, if you're here. Anywhere RGB Scimitar. I think isn't there one already out? I'd say that already is our RGB, if I'm correct. Maybe it's a different reference there. I think we're good with the questions there. Cool. White mesh wasn't available. We might be short on those if that's the case, if you're trying to check it on the website. So. I'm gonna do a camera swap. Whoop. PJ, feel free to adjust it because I see that you're working on the cabling, right? Yeah.
Well, I'm just connecting the GPU, CPU block to the reservoir.
So I have a question for you, PJ. If you want to turn the mic
Sorry,
real quick to.
I was saying that I'm connecting the CPU block to the reservoir because you have to daisy chain that to the hub in order to get the lighting.
So for the tubes, do you prefer to? This is a matter for you. Do you put them in? Obviously, in this case, you're gonna be putting them in with the system, all the parts already inside. But have you done it with the tubes already done outside,
What do you mean?
like the tubing?
Like pre-wire it?
Yeah. So like the reservoir, like the tube's already like hanging out over there. And why
No,
would
not
you do
really.
it the way that you do it?
I have steps I take.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like skipping steps, you know, because sometimes if you get ahead of yourself and you do certain things, you forget, like, oh, no, I shouldn't have done that. I got to go back, and you start taking things apart. It still happens sometimes. I get a little bit ahead of myself, but for the most part, I essentially have steps I take.
Okay.
So, but when it comes to liquid cooled systems, whether it's a hard line or soft tube, I always tube it last.
Okay. Cool. Excellent answer. I was
It's more of a
wondering.
preference.
I don't know if chat knew that or is a cool thing to know. All white isn't really available as an option online. Will a clone of this build be available at any time? Good question, Graves. My suggestion is to talk to our sales team to see if that's a possibility. As I mentioned earlier, some of the parts featured on this build are not the same as the one that we offer on the website. But if you talk to the sales team, and work with them, we can see if we can work something out.
Yeah,
For the
last
most
time I
part-
think we had like a link to my build that people could like go and, if not get that exact thing, get something close to it,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool to have that for
Yeah.
a while.
Essentially, you'll get a build just like this, but unfortunately, you won't find you won't be able to find the fans in this color or the power supply. The certain like the reservoir.
Yeah, because
Those might be like certain speeds that we just don't offer on the website.
yeah, it's supply and demand, unfortunately.
But you can get the
So.
clone that can be in a black fans, black CPU, GPU. It'll be essentially the same setup, just a different color.
Oh, the one and only Mahler has a question. PJ, I'm sure you can answer this one.
No.
Where that reservoir is sitting, will it be hard to refill?
No. Because if you notice here, the top is open, so you can always take this plate out and fill it up if you need to, and you can always get in from this side.
Yeah,
always
there's enough
plenty of open
space. I was gonna
space.
say there is enough space to reach in and add liquid. And then Corsair's HydroX coolant does have a easy fill bottle, etc. You can easily just take care of that. Quick Bounty 1, how often do you need to refill those type of liquid cooled systems? Mecha earlier in the chat said twice a year. I know our support team sometimes says once a year is fine, but definitely on a yearly basis. So either bi-year or twice a year or once a year.
I like your answer, which is more of depending on how hard.
And how hard
play.
you push your system, right? So if you use your PC a lot, I'm not gonna say twice a year might not be enough. But if you use your PC, pretty casually, like maybe you use it on the weekends to play games, I think once a year is fine. But if you use your PC all the time, twice a year or more.
So I'll need your recommendation on how often I should refill it then, I think.
Probably twice. Or twice or a little bit more. So, because I know that
right.
you play a lot.
Yeah, I'm using my
And
PC
you do a
like
lot of
all day.
streams and,
Yeah.
you're busy.
Yeah.
So Mega says, we generally recommend yearly maintenance. I do twice a year because of me. But in Bajira's case, I'd probably say twice. But it's pretty easy to do so. And Corsair George brings up a really good point. The reservoir is also transparent, so you can actually see the state of your system. Like if the water's getting low, you can refill it pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Liquid's getting low. I would say water, but it's liquid. It's not water.
Right.
Not saying you couldn't use water, but you got to use distilled water.
I remember seeing that one video from Life of Boris who made a vodka-cooled PC. It's still one of the most bizarre PC builds I've ever seen.
I think it's
Very
drunk every
funny.
day.
Very funny video. And a very interesting cooling solution.
It actually worked.
The
too, didn't
reservoir,
it?
yeah, it did work. The reservoir was an actual vodka bottle.
That's funny.
That's pretty dope. I like
So
it.
if you like PC hardware and you're curious about that wacky PC build, go check it out. It's a Life of Boris on YouTube. The vodka-cooled PC. Hold on, we had another question here. So to answer a question from James from Lakeland, what's budget-friendly PC? We have our ready-to-ship systems, but I do know that they're definitely on the high end. Like, at least I can showcase them pretty briefly. I know that our ready-to-ship systems are constantly being updated because two things are happening. Number one, a lot of you are ordering ready-to-ship systems. And number two is that we need to get parts.
Oh.
And we need them fast. Actually, as I see, we only have the Corsair Crystal Series 28. Last week we had 3 systems. Now we have 1 ready-to-ship system. They're going fast.
Turning them out, it's good.
Yeah, so when we put them out, they disappear really fast, like shockingly fast, which is great. But we're working behind the scenes to get more ready-to-ship systems on board, and those are a good entry. We call them high-end entry points, if anything, because you get the full Origin PC experience with the ready-to-ship systems, but they're in a configuration that anyone, for the most, like it's an average, not even average, someone who wants a game can easily buy one and get going quickly. So let me showcase our ready-to-ship system that we have on. So this is the Corsair Crystal Series 2080X built by Origin PC. So this is the same case that we used for the Big O. However, there is no console side. It's just all PC. So it includes an Intel Core i7 9700K and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 Super. Solid build and 16 gigabytes of RAM, and then a 500 gigabyte storage drive and 1 terabyte SSD drive. 500 gigabyte OS drive, 1 terabyte SSD. And of course, you can check that out at originpc.com and just go to desktops, gaming desktops, 2080X RTS. That's our, again, high-end entry point. In terms of budget, Origin is all about high performance, and there's no nice or clear way to put it. Is this, we're definitely all about that high-end stuff. So, but we're always looking to more options. Like I mentioned earlier, we had our other RTS systems that disappeared in 2 weeks. I remember I got that email saying like they're gone. I'm like, what do you mean they're gone? We just introduced them, and I work behind the scenes to get the RTS pages ready up too, with the team, and we're like, wait, they're gone? What do you mean? So stay tuned. If you follow us on our newsletter, you'll get updates if you're interested in the RTS systems. Just put the whole PC in oil and you're good to go. If you know what you're doing, sure. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Please do not. Because you can actually cool an entire system using mineral oil. Linus Tech Tips have, like, they did that in a video once. I think Bitwood also did one as well on his channel, but not for the faint of heart.
I'm curious.
You haven't done that yet, right, PJ?
No.
No.
But I'm down. I am up for a challenge.
What is a min you recommend for a dedicated stream PC? I heard Ryzen's better, but is that true? So it depends on case-by-case basis. If it's only streaming, I mean, you can't go wrong with Ryzen or Intel. Intel's awesome. Ryzen's awesome. I know that people are probably going to joke and poke fun at me like, that's a diplomatic answer. And we're doing a build with Intel 10th gen. So it's like, I like them both in terms of specific like encoding. I think what you should also consider if you're going to be doing encoding is possibly getting an NVIDIA GPU as well. You don't necessarily need the highest end NVIDIA GPU, but something that can run NVENC encoding. If you look that up, NVENC, NVENC, it'll actually handle your streams through the graphics card. The CPU helps a little bit too, but the graphics card is the main rendering point. So definitely consider that for your streaming rig. And if it's only streaming, consider i5, Ryzen 5, and up. How dare you? See, people get offended when I say, like, I go diplomatic. I'm like, I like them both. What do you want me to say? We offer them both. And on this stream, we're building with an Intel system, 10th gen. So One early monitor saying you got the KS CPU and then Gen 10. Dude, I got the 9700K in December, and now there's a 10700K now. So that was like,
Life
what,
comes
5
at
months
you
ago? Yeah, life comes at you fast. I mean, I had a feeling new CPUs would be coming out this year, but when I made my purchase, I knew what I was getting, and I knew how much I'm getting out of that CPU, right? So whether you buy a last gen, a new gen, whatever gen, if you have an idea of how long you're going to be using the CPU for, you should feel good about your purchase. I know I was talking about laptops earlier, and sometimes laptops, you know, get outdated, depending on like what kind of laptop you get. But if you get high enough hardware and you know what the trends are in terms of like software and what games need, you're pretty well off, especially if you get an RTX card with your laptop. And I think almost, yeah, all our laptops do offer RTX.
Oh,
So.
awesome.
Dark Templar, just to quickly answer that, it's just, it depends on our product group team. So those are the guys behind the scenes that decide what parts go into our builds and the parts that are offered online on our website. So if there's a part missing, you can yell at the sales team, and the sales team will yell at our product group team. That's the cycle. So if a lot of people ask for a specific product and we hear a lot of demand for it, then we tell our product team, and they're like, okay. So there's a little bit of a process when it comes to that. But if there is, I know you have to talk to the sales team about this, because if you can still, if there's a part you really, really like, you can buy it yourself and do the upgrade on your end. So you get the Origin PC, and if there's a part that you really, really like, you can add it yourself. So
Okay.
it's an option. I know people have done that before. So let's say there's like an SSD they really, really like. They buy the SSD, they get the Origin PC, and then they do the upgrade, so they get the SSD they want and an Origin PC. We won't stop you. I know a lot of companies, not a lot of, I should be careful with my words. Some companies don't like it when you open up their PCs because it voids the warranty. Or the opposite. We encourage it sometimes, because sometimes people want to upgrade their stuff and they don't want to get a whole new PC. All you have to do sometimes is upgrade your RAM or upgrade your GPU.
Okay.
So
Nice.
we're very, very user friendly when it comes to that, and our support team actually helps you if you're doing it yourself too. So if you have no idea what you're doing when it comes to an upgrade, the support team can do it. Also, PJ, I thought this was going to be air cooled. I see you're messing stuff with the GPU. Is the GPU getting liquid cooled too?
No, sir.
No? Are you tricking me? Why are you messing with the GPU?
Hey, man, I don't ask you what you do when you do your job, all right? Don't worry about it.
We can't hear you, but he's talking smack to me. He's drilling. Why are you removing the faceplate? Unless you got something secret here. Did I miss the memo?
A little crazy over there.
Because normally I get all my details beforehand, right?
Oh, switching it up on you.
Now they're messing with me.
I'm glad you don't have the deets.
I don't have details. I remember we did a build a couple weeks ago, and I had no idea about this GPU backplate that we added until I saw it. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
One from Myers-Leonard.
Yeah, the Myers-Leonard GPU backplate. So the backplate of the GPU, we changed it to a basketball court. Myers-Leonard plays for the Miami Heat, and we made it to like a very Heat-esque, or American Airlines Arena Heat-esque basketball court, and it looked awesome. And with the RGB lighting and the neon style lighting, it looked super cool.
Nice. This is looking great so far.
I have to get a tool. Okay.
I cannot wait.
That's a lot of screws. It is a lot of screws. Do you know if it's possible to get the RTX sound with the GTX 1050 Ti? I don't know off the top of my head, but I do know that people are able to get the RTX Voice app to work on GTX cards. I would say do some testing on your end to see if it works for you. I can't tell you if it works because I've only used it on RTX cards. And see if YouTube videos can verify if that actually works or not, or forums. That's a really good question, Mahler. I'm going to ask PJ that when he gets back about the faceplates and multiple GPUs. I think typically when we do that here at Origin PC, we just leave the faceplates on. Does NVIDIA variant of the 2080 Ti cool good enough? I think it's fine. Personally, I have an NVIDIA GPU at home. I think it cools fine. But if you do want that little extra special performance for your own personal build, the third parties can definitely offer that extra boost in performance, like EVGA, MSI, ASUS, etc. So, but for me personally, NVIDIA is perfectly fine. I have had no issues with it. Actually, one thing I like about it is it's thinner. I know it's not the giant heat sinks like the EVGA or ASUS. Because trust me, when I see those heat sinks, they're huge and they take up those 3 slots. But I like the 2-slot NVIDIA ones. So, personal preference. So Mecha says about the RTX Voice, there are workarounds, but not really recommended on lower end 10 series at all. It does impact your graphics card. In my tests, when I worked with the RTX Voice, I did notice a performance drop, but it's like a tiny one. But the voice difference is insane.
I was thinking about using that, actually. I wanted to look into that. I'm glad you're talking about it.
So RTX Voice is really useful when there's a ton of background noise in your...
like having like a baby in the background, for example?
Maybe? Yeah, I think so. Possibly. Can definitely remove that sound effect. Because I have dogs at home, and they bark. So if someone like knocks on the door, they go crazy, and then all my friends are like, oh, it's the dogs. With RTX Voice, you cannot hear the dogs anymore, and it blows my mind. It's still hard to comprehend, because I tell my friends, like, can you guys hear that? And like, no. I'm like, what? Because I hear it. But like all that background noise eliminated. So it uses a special... NVIDIA has like an algorithm, an AI, a bunch of hoopla. I haven't read into their paper about it yet, but basically it uses the RT cores and the RTX cards, and also you can use power from the higher end GTX cards to use AI to eliminate background noise entirely. There are some minor side effects, like sometimes you might sound a little weird if there's like a ton of background noise happening. Like I'm talking like a giant like construction is happening like right next to you. Like it'll do its best to remove that construction noise, but you can only hear your voice. And there's a lot of cool tests on YouTube. I know I'm probably gonna mispronounce his name, Barnacules. He's a tech YouTuber, and he has a bunch of test videos of RTX Voice showcasing how it works. It's really cool.
Nice.
Actually, see, RGen 511, RTX Voice caused issues with full screen apps for me. Wasn't able to get back into a game after alt tabbing out. Kind of sucks as it's amazing. So they're working out the kinks because they just released it. This is a brand new software. I feel like over time, when NVIDIA puts more work into it, they'll definitely get it to be friendlier. So
yeah, I need to keep my eye on that because it sounds really cool.
I was considering enabling it for our streams, but we have an older GPU. I'm not going to name names. We have an older GPU in our streaming PC. It's fine for the streams, but if I wanted to use RTX Voice, I need a little extra power.
Okay. You think that PC that you guys are building me would be all right with that one?
Oh yeah, totally handle it.
Okay. Sweet. 2080
Ti is a very solid card. So, PJ, you haven't said what you're doing over there. I see you doing stuff over there, but
custom action right now.
He's even going off camera, so I can't even see it.
Oh my goodness. The secret tech.
He is doing stuff. I think the GPU is getting liquid cooled.
Oh my god.
I got tricked. Here I was thinking the CPU was only get cooled. Are you tricking me? No. Oh, no. Okay, so he's showing me. Oh. I'm not. Oh, okay, I guess I can't touch it. I see what's happening. So the GPU is not getting liquid cooled. Sorry, Bajheera. I thought I was getting liquid cooled. I'm like, whoa, no one told me this. But
I'm gonna have to get some of the extra maintenance things.
I wouldn't be disappointed.
but we are doing something to the GPU. I'm not saying what. It'll be on camera soon.
This is the last one ever.
So.
Because I made. How many did I make of these? I made a few of them, right?
I mean, no one can hear you, but basically what PJ's trying to say.
I made a few of these, and this is the last one.
So you're getting the last one of these things that we're doing.
Okay.
So.
PJ special?
Yes. Is it already on? Did you put it on?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's quite fast. Okay.
Yeah,
Don't worry, guys.
Now, I take it off with the drill, but you put it back on with a screwdriver.
Okay.
Amazing. Because you have to be safe.
Yeah, let's not be crazy here.
Okay.
Oh, actually, while you're messing with the backplate, PJ, the one and only Mahler had a question about the backplates. If you put multiple GPUs in a system, do you remove the backplate?
No.
Nah, as I figured. This is better to just keep them on. How's everyone feel about a 26 Super with a Ryzen 5? That's a solid build. Can't go wrong with that. See, that's the thing. Like, and also, I mean, what monitor you're also using, what games you're gonna play. I think that's a solid build. I at home have the i7 9700K with a 2080 RTX. It's great for me because I like playing higher end, demanding action games. So my 1060 is old and struggles from time to time. You see, I upgraded from the 1060 to the 2080. It was a big jump. Really big jump. Bats Mario over on YouTube is already on it. I think he figured it out. Someone in chat figured it out. I'm
Secret
here trying
technology.
to... Yeah.
Spin on it.
Yeah, someone figured it
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Because right now, PJ's like hiding from the camera, and that's intentional. It's all intentional because we're going to show it off once he's done.
It's not super.
Okay.
It's not
After
fancy.
that, it's
fancy,
probably a
but
good
it's
time for me to
cool.
hop off because I gotta go raid, but I want to see what this is.
All right. Oh, good luck with your raid. Before I forget.
Thanks.
Raids are raids, man.
Talk to you later. I gotta go raid somebody.
No, it's a WoW raid. You know WoW raids, PJ? It's kind of like heists in GTA, except on a larger scale.
I like heists. Heists are fun.
I call heists in GTA like small raids, if like especially the final part of the heist. There's a lot of coordination,
Similar
so
to that.
I like that raid kind of gameplay. I know I'm a big fan of Destiny. I like the Destiny raids. I've been waiting for a new Destiny raid for now like a couple months. It's like, give us a raid, Bungie.
I'm missing one.
And actually, before you leave, we're also gonna bring up the side panel so you can see it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
check that sucker
Please
out.
do.
So once PJ
Almost done
finishes
here.
with
Just give me
yeah,
a
he's
moment,
gonna
just, like,
finish up the
2-3
GPU,
moments.
and then we'll let you go and let you have at it with your raid.
Thank you. Yeah, this is looking so nice. Thanks for putting all the care and effort into it, and for hooking up with such powerful pieces,
Of course. man.
powerful parts.
Now to Cal says, I think I'll wait for a new GP to have a 1080 Ti. 1080 Ti is so awesome, man. I have sung so many praises for that card on these streams, and when NVIDIA released it and the benchmarks came out, I think all of us here were blown away. We're like, everyone's gonna want this card, and even in 2020, people still want the card. That's how good it was, and continues to be. And 20 series is no slouch though, but if you do have a 1080 Ti, I think you're pretty good. Do you know anything about electronics?
Nothing.
That's like kind of like a loaded question because it could be more technical or more general, or like how does an AC/DC thing work, or is that the band? Electronic music? I don't know.
Ow.
Uh-oh.
What's the best GPU you can run with an i7 6700? I mean, honestly, I think you'd be fine with anything 10 series and up. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get bottlenecks with that CPU. It's a very solid CPU. Maybe you might find some issues with 2080 Ti, but I'm like, I don't think so. I think you'd be fine with any GPU. Any normal gaming GPU. Workstation GPUs are a different story entirely. My Roomba is broken. I think one of the motors is broken. The power button is off, but one of the motors keeps going. I'm not too familiar with the Roomba. I wish I was. I feel like that'd be a good tinkering project, but... That does seem like a fun project to mess with a Roomba, but... Maybe contact their support team? I don't know. Oh, here you go. Slato King with the Intel or AMD question. I always get it, and I have to say the same thing over and over again. Both. Argent saying a 2070 Super with its 6700 works great. Clock to speed at 4.0. Oh, that's a solid. That's great. It's like 4 a.m. there. Oof. Maybe email? I don't know. I wish I could help you more with that. Sorry. 5.3 gigahertz. That's amazing. And again, that's a single core. I have to be very specific. I know sometimes, whatchamacallit, sometimes in marketing you get like, oh, 5.3, is that on all the cores? No. The way Intel works is 5.3 and then it scales downward. But still solid performance.
Alright, I'm finished.
So, PJ has finished with his GPU tinkering.
To your all-white system here, I figured it'd be kind of cool to add the last custom white RTX shroud I have.
So this is a custom shroud. PJ's done this before on previous systems, but we had one last one, and he decided to use it for this all-white focused build. And again, this is like extra special. Unfortunately, you can't get this on
you know what?
sales
Honestly,
site.
thanks Sydney, because she knew that she might use it for some point, and she had it hidden in a drawer.
Oh, okay.
So
Amazing in
definitely
the drawer.
The prophecy.
Koozie.
Oh!
Right.
Koozie's in the house.
I told him to
Dude.
jump on.
He just did the high emote over on Twitch. Glad to see him
What's
there.
up?
He's just about to catch Bajira on his way out. He's about to do a
Is he
raid.
waving at me? You waving at me? You waving at me?
Have to go
You
play,
waving at him?
but that's an awesome
Me?
see this build come together.
Says, hey all, good to see you guys. Awesome. All right, PJ, I think we're good to see the side panel.
Oh, alright.
So take
All right, everyone, brace yourselves because this is the custom HDUV panel we have crafted up for Bajira's PC.
Ready?
oh, yes.
Ready? Is it
Yeah.
coming in like a motion? Is it coming in like that?
Coming from the side. Seeing little reflections there, but there you go.
Games in games, baby.
Games
That looks so
and
cool.
gains. And that's going to be going on the cable side of the PC.
Oh, it's a beaut.
So you can
It's
see all
a
the
beaut.
liquid cooling, too. So you get liquid cooling on one side and then this cool side panel on the other.
Looks great.
What can I say? It's custom. And that GPU shroud, man, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks
That's
great. Thank you guys so much. I cannot wait to put that bad boy to use.
Can't wait to get it up and running.
Yeah, we're
Oh, yeah.
nearing the end. I feel it. I
Yeah,
sense it.
we're nearing the
We're
end.
getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah,
So.
we're feeling it. We're feeling it.
Definitely.
All right, Bajira, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to let you go because I see you're getting ready over there.
Time to battle. Time to raid.
Nice
So,
talking to you, sir.
You're in that mode. But we hope you have a pleasant rest of your week. You have a pleasant 3-day weekend.
Yeah,
Memorial
enjoy
Day
your
weekend.
Memorial Day.
We'll be on the grind.
And of course, you know, games and gains, man. Games. That's what I'm doing.
That's
Is
right.
games and gains.
That's right. Well, thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the awesome work so far and for putting in a lot of effort on this one PC, but also just for being just a great sponsor. You guys are the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Of
you, man.
course. Yep. We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
You got it.
Later.
Later.
Take care.
Man.
All right, chat.
What awesome. He's awesome,
us.
man. Ah,
It's
so
just
many
us.
awesome guests on the stream. It's great. Again, a special shout out to our friend over Bajira, rocking it over. If you want to check out his stream, by all means, I won't stop you. But he's going to be doing a raid and all sorts of stuff at twitch.tv/Bajira. In the meantime, we're getting to the tubing. So if you want to see the tubing, don't miss it because this is going to get interesting. I want to see this, actually. I know I've seen tubing done on stream before, but not like this. Again, we're using the Corsair Hydro X cooling system, and is something. So let me change this camera angle, though. Because PJ, you got stuff happening. Let me see. I'm going to swap over.
Triple check everything. Make sure I have all my wires done before I start taking stuff apart.
And if you guys have any questions, I'm here. I think Mecca is here. I don't know if Corsair George is still here either. But if you have any questions relating to PC hardware, Corsair stuff, how I'm doing in GTA, by all means, ask. So I've been joking with my friends that I've been playing money games So I'm playing Animal Crossing and GTA, and both games involve money.
Money.
Heavily.
Heavily.
It's part of the gameplay mechanics.
Part of the gameplay. Sorry.
Late night trip. Does the motherboard have anything to do with what GPU you can run? Really not. No, not really. If you have a really old motherboard, yes. When I say really old, I mean like 2012. Not even, man. Like honestly, your motherboard and GPU compatibility should be totally fine, as long as it says PCIe and X16 or X4. You're fine. Straight up, the boss is here, and we're all messing around. Bajheera is off doing his raid. Are you a billionaire? No, I'm a quarter. I like halfway there. I think
I'm a thousandaire.
I made some money, or I got some turnips and I sold some turnips, so I'm in with the my turnips are gone for the week, but I did double my money. So
Trying to turn up.
so in Animal
Get it?
Crossing,
Turn
there's something called the stalk market, and if you get turnips, I bought low and I sold high, so looking good over there. So I bought at 90 and sold at 196. And that's pretty much the key to make money in Animal Crossing. I know you can make money selling bugs and all that, but it's all about the turnips, man. White 2080 Ti, yes, it's a custom GPU shroud. Designed by PJ. I'm curious if, I don't know if you want to divulge the secret. How would it go about to do a custom shroud like that?
I had to take the entire air cooler apart.
Yeah.
The
It's not
entire
easy
thing.
because then you have to paint it as well and make sure the paint doesn't get on the heatsink either. Because you have to separate everything. Everything has
Well,
to be
yeah, I
like,
separated everything.
yeah.
It ended up coming like maybe like at least 6 or 7 different pieces.
Yeah. Someone had 550 for turnips. Ugh. I know on Reddit they have turnip tracking or whatever, but it's impossible because like so many people are watching those subreddits and the threads that like the second someone says, "Oh, someone's buying they're buying the turnips for like 450," there's like 100 comments already. So it's like you're never gonna get in unless you get lucky. So realistically, is this more about buying low and selling high? You can make more money off turnips you made in the punching bags. Loving the white build though. Lots of white. Yes, this is a very white heavy build. The RAM, the fans, the GPU shroud, the power supply, and the liquid cooling system. And the inside of the case. Can't forget about that. And here come the tubes. The tubes are coming. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is this?
Joking around.
How are the 10900K temps? I would love to know. I know we're building with one right now, but I was talking about earlier how I have zero benchmark information. I haven't seen anything. The only thing I know are just the specs of the 10900K, so I'm waiting as urgently as you are about the temperature and all the benchmarks and overall performance boosts the 10900K offers. So it's coming. I just want it now. I wish I had the benchmark information to give to you guys, but it's coming.
Switch the other camera?
Yep. We swapped.
Would actually make it a little easier for everybody.
So PJ's got his tube clipping tool right there. You can see it on the desk. It's the blue one. So he has to measure the distance for the tube and make sure it's correct.
Little incredible tool. You can buy it at Home Depot.
Yep.
No ticket shot out.
And a question over on Twitch, is hard tubing too big of a pain to do? I'm not gonna say it because, you know, PG stream.
If you don't have the patience for it, no, it's not for you. If it's gonna frustrate you, if you have the time to sit there and just experiment with it, you gotta practice. You need to mess with the tubes a little bit. You gotta get a feel for what it is you're doing before you even start messing with it. You can't go in like full gun ho and be like, oh, I know what I'm doing, and you could definitely mess something up.
Fire. How do you think Aliens would build a PC? It depends on what parts they have, right? I don't think that if Aliens built their own type of computing hardware, I think it would be different from the way we've designed it as humans, or as a human species. I'm sounding like all like ancient aliens right now. It's the aliens, bro.
It's aliens.
But they probably do it differently, I think.
How does he say? He says, extraterrestrials.
Paperclip asks, what state are you guys based out of? Florida. And the HQ
Miami,
is in
Florida.
Miami, Florida. Virgil on Facebook saying,
noticed.
ordered my first custom PC from Order PC last week. Looking forward to getting soon. Congratulations and thank you.
One thing I'll point out to anybody that's watching me do this, notice I'm not using any tools to tighten any of the fittings. Especially if you have custom colors, last thing you want to do is use any tools. I wouldn't even recommend using you can actually purchase a set of pliers that have plastic ends, but they still scratch the fittings.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend it. All these things can be done hand tight, and you don't have to go crazy tightening them either. Once
You
feel
don't want to
the
do that
O-ring,
either
like,
because there's pressure.
correct, but once you feel the O-ring like seal up on it, it'll tighten up on it. It just needs to be snug. Doesn't need to be super tight. Just a little quick tip.
Quick tip.
Quick tip.
It's not a health tip though. Health
No.
tip. You need sun. I'm low on sun. What about flex tape?
I don't know what that means.
You know flex tape. You've seen those
Flex seal?
commercials? Yeah, flex seal on the tapes and stuff.
What do you want to use?
Slap
Flex
it
seal?
on there.
Slap it on. See how that looks.
I like all the meme videos from the flex infomercials and stuff.
Let me see here.
That's a good question, Batsmarum. Why a single GPU cable with two 8-pin connectors? Why not two GPU cables with one 8-pin each? Peter, that's over on you, because for me personally, I like the two cables.
What, these?
Yeah.
I'm with him. I like the two separate cables. EVGA makes those. Corsair doesn't have a set of cables that are single 8 pins for the GPU.
Yeah, they do. Pretty sure they do.
Not in this kit.
I think you can buy them though. I'm almost
Maybe.
100% certain because I know I
Maybe.
bought them. I bought them for my system, so. If Mecca's here, he can verify it. But I'm pretty sure.
Mecca! Verify.
Please verify. I have a question. Is AMD Ryzen 5 3400G quad core the new Zen blah, 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 eye performing? I haven't seen the benchmarks on those, so I can't confirm that. But I do know that those are pretty good. So check out the benchmarks. I can't answer that off the top of my head. Man, this year's been really good for on the CPU side, I think. I can't wait to see these benchmarks, man. It's almost a bummer because we're doing this build, but I have like no idea what the full true performance of these things can offer. Or the 10900K. I need the benchmarks. Give me the benchmarks.
No.
Oh, Linus will have them tomorrow.
Yo.
He'll have them. If no one's gonna give me the benchmarks, Linus is gonna give me the benchmarks.
All right, cool.
Because you're not gonna give me the benchmarks. Call my boy Linus. Be like, hey Linus,
Call your boy.
nice beard.
Go call your boy.
Give me the benchmarks.
Oh, he has a nice beard. Oh, his beard's nice. All right, cool. I see what you did there. I see that.
Oh man. Hello from France. Hello from United States. Alpha Blue Light. Pretty sure it's 33 hex as performing the 7. Okay. I plan on using it for streaming combined with a 1660 Ti 6 gig side not question. Put a capture card below graphics cards and PCIe. Yes. You can. That's totally possible. Don't worry about the heat. It's not going to be that much of an issue. It's designed to fit on there. If you're really not comfortable, you can just probably even go down further a slot if you have extra slots. Are you guys benching on stream? We are not. That is not on the cards. I think next up on our schedule is going to be another live build coming up, possibly next week, but I think that's it for a streaming schedule. So unless more stuff is planned, then give me the memos, people. I know, it's a bummer. I feel the same way. Hello from Quebec, Canada.
Hey.
Hello.
What's going on, eh?
Oh, come on.
DDE.
They don't do that.
DDE. Daily Driven Exotics.
Unterrible.
They're Canadian. I watch the channel all the time.
Hello from Holland. Everyone's saying hi from all over the world. It's great. I have this 7700K. So bummed I didn't wait till the next gen until I should have upgraded to. Right. I mean, honestly, there's just more coming. It's always gonna be like that for the computing hardware, man. It's always gonna be new stuff coming out. Hello from down the hall. Hey, Kevin. Ontario's magical. Last week that had one day had all 4 seasons in a day. That's interesting. I'm terrible. I've been summoned. What luck. Can't wait to raid my bank account with the release of new hardware this year. I'm telling you, man, this year's gonna be interesting. I have my predictions. We'll see if I'm right or not. Syntax, how's it going? Come on, man. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you just message whatchamacallit.
Gotcha.
I think if you order the system Syntax, pretty sure we could probably work something out. But that's up to the higher ups. I don't make those calls, unfortunately. I mean, you got Kevin in chat. Ask Kevin. Love watching you guys build PCs. They're amazing. Wish I could afford one. Big Navi will shock the world. And there you go. You got the okay from Kevin. And there you go.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Let's fill her up.
Oh, my lord. Fill her up. We're almost done.
The tubing's not hard. The tubing is the easy part. It's the part that everybody gets tripped out about.
That
like,
scares
it's so
me, dude.
hard.
I'm not gonna lie, that
Look.
scares me. So here is the tubing setup that PJ has assembled for Bajheera's build. As you can see, you got that left tube going over to the reservoir. So we have not reservoir.
So, you're going your reservoir
You have 2 radiators set up.
to your CPU to your 120
Radiator.
millimeter. Out of the 120 into the 360.
Millimeter, and then from there
360. Back into the
back to the reservoir. Interesting loop. Interesting loop. You got 2 of those radiators set up right there. So
Usually it would just be one 360 millimeter,
yeah,
but aesthetically the 120 just, I think it makes it look cooler.
yeah. Because with stage 2, it's 2 360 millimeters, correct?
No, one 360, one 120, and then it would be the CPU and GPU.
Oh, okay, that's stage 2. Okay.
And then,
Thank you for the
then
correction.
I would do what I call a heat dump process.
All right.
So I would throw the liquid into the CPU, out of the 120, and then dump that into the GPU, and then recycle the back into the 360. So it's always getting a cold dump of liquid into it.
Very cool.
Or as cool as it possibly can get.
I feel like I might do a look of cool like way down the line. Like I'm talking after my current PC is like ready for an upgrade.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure you could do it yourself.
I think I wouldn't go with hard. I'd probably go with soft.
That's my preference too.
Because I've seen like the card looks cool, but this is a perfect answer to Alpha's question: is preferring hard or soft? I would probably go with soft.
Yes. I like hardline tubing. It looks fantastic.
Yep.
But not for maintenance, it's a royal pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's my big thing, right? Like if I want to jump in there and mess around with stuff, at least with soft tubes, is pretty easy to. From what I understand, it's pretty easy to mess around with.
Hey, I have a question for Corsair.
I don't know if they're here. I think I
Corsair
missed
still here?
them. I don't know.
When are they gonna make me my quick release brackets for my
Quick release brackets.
Yeah, so you can do quick disconnects on the CPU and GPU.
That would be nice, right?
That would
But
be
I don't think
fantastic,
they're
'cause
here.
that way you wouldn't have to drain the
I'm so
system at all.
excited. But they were great. They were here though. They answered a couple questions, so that was great. They were really detailed too. They're super knowledgeable in helping people out with that. It was great. How much would this PC cost? So we did an estimation on our site. It's gonna be
Like
close.
$4,600?
You know, it's between 4,800 and 5,000 or so.
Okay, I was wrong.
That's close.
Kinda.
If. Issue.
If.
If.
Ish.
2 radiators for only CPU. That's just the way PJ wanted to do it for this build. You could still get away with 1.
Yeah, I can get away with 1.
Yeah, you can probably just get away with
I just
one
wanted to add
360.
another one to it.
Yeah.
That's why, like, the estimate for this system is a little off compared to the one you would see on the website.
Yeah.
Because the website we would only offer one 360 millimeter radiator.
It's just the glory of PC gaming, one popular guy. People just want to do it, man. For me, my build only costs about close to 1,800 or so. And I can play it pretty much everything, no problem. And I'm ready for Cyberpunk. That's a big thing for me. So. And I can upgrade in the future. So.
Right there, Lewis.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let me get rid of that so people see it. All right, the liquid. My hands are getting cut off. You can actually hear the liquid too through PJ's mic.
I need to go to the
Don't
bathroom
spill anything. Oh my gosh, this is like making me nervous.
We will wait 5 minutes for all the people I had to make go to the bathroom.
I don't like it.
Look, Lewis, look.
I can't even see it anymore.
Oh, look, Lewis.
I am kind of disturbed. I'm not gonna lie.
You're disturbed.
You pouring liquid and it's right there. I'm so like bothered. Like if it were me, I'd be doing that like wait, I would do it in another room. Hold on, let me
Can't
see.
be scared when you do these things.
I'm gonna swap cameras really quick to see if
Can't
so you
be
can
scared
see
when you do
PJ.
these things. Ready? That capped off in the front. That's capped on the side. That's capped over here. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's spilling everywhere! No,
Oh, I'm scared.
it's not. In the reservoir. Woo!
See, this is the part that gets me. Like tubes, I feel aren't too bad, but when you actually involve it, and it's there.
See? Look at it. And then you flip the switch back here. You slide this sucker up real nice, and then you hit the power button. Drink.
Oh, there it goes. It's like, oh man, there it is. There it goes. Custom liquid cooling. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty nervous there. I was pretty nervous. I'm not gonna lie. It's
I
so
like-
nerve-wracking.
I like that you're nervous for me.
Oh my gosh. And some people in chat were also nervous too. Ugh.
That red looks so sick, dude.
It's just an interesting loop because it's the two radiators, the 120 and the 360. When you look at it from the camera, the lighting or the lights reflected off the tubes also look pretty cool too. So, well, I think that's it. I think you just got to put on the side panel and we're good.
Mm-hmm.
But you've completed it, my friend.
I did a thing.
Wait, are you shipping with coolant? So yeah, everything. If I'm
Yeah,
not
he'll
mistaken,
get an
everything's
extra
already like that. So, how often does liquid need replacing? Depending on your use case, on average, it's usually just once a year. But if you use your PC intensely, and I mean like intensely, possibly twice or more. And as you guys saw, PJ made it look pretty easy, and I think it is easy. I guess I've been convinced to add coolant back to the reservoir. There's a little port at the top for this specific system using the XT5.
plastic.
So
So now you can really see the reservoir. I'm sorry nothing's lighting up.
I got a question. Someone's
that's more of the
Kevin's
IQ
asking
stuff.
to tell people how you get the air bubbles out.
You see the reservoir over here? See the cap is open? I will leave that cap open while I'm running overnights all night long. So by the time I come here in the morning, all the bubbles are completely out.
There you go.
The cool thing about this reservoir, it won't spit the liquid back up. So nothing will it won't spill out. Dude, the
Yeah, it
red
won't
looks
just
so
go- it won't-
awesome with the white. Damn, it looks fresh.
It reminds me of blood. I'm not gonna
Yes!
lie.
Sangre!
In like a cool way, I guess. But it's very daring, or I'm trying to find the right word to call it. But it's definitely eye-catching for sure. So you should never take an eye out. Truth, don't do that. Please don't. Yeah, don't mess with AIO. The best thing to do is just don't take it apart.
I'm putting
So.
getting the panel and putting the panel on.
All right. Titus, glad to hear it. If you have any questions, our sales team is always more than happy to spec something out based on your budget. So, speed up the text at the bottom. I've tried it before in the past, and people sometimes complain it's too fast. If anything, I'll just show you the specs. So here are the specs of this system. Again, it's the Origin PC Millennium with a Corsair, the Millennium. Corsair RM850X 80 plus gold power supply, MSI MPG Z490 gaming edge Wi-Fi motherboard, Corsair Hydro X Stage 1 cooling, and we're using a custom loop as you guys just saw. Corsair LIQ RGB fans. The CPU is the Intel Core i9-10900K 3.7 GHz with 10 cores and a 5.3 GHz turbo boost on a single core, and this core scales downward. The GPU is NVIDIA GeForce RTX 20 Ti with a custom shroud. It's white. The RAM is a 32GB kit, 4 sticks, and 8GB each, and they are Corsair Vengeance, and they're white, and they're RGB. SSD, the OS drive is a 1920GB Corsair Force MP510 NVMe M.2 SSD, and for storage, 14 terabytes of Seagate Barracuda. Wow! And again, the approximation in terms of the price point is close to $5,000. We spec'd it out, it came out to 4,800 or so. But because this does have a lot of custom stuff, and we're using white components, again, you can't find those on the site right now, probably push it a little bit towards 5,000. Stormtroopers bleed red! Oh no! Man, I'm ready for food. PJ's is wrapping up the side panel. Vampire build. I'm just reading everyone's comments. I'm catching up. Will you guys run all driver downloads in Windows? Yeah, so for any system, not just Bajheera system, we always make sure everything's fully updated. So NVIDIA drivers are up to date. All the drivers that the motherboard, everything is up to date. And of course, we integrate it too, so we make sure everything works. So we put it through a rigorous testing period. So you're not just getting your PC, you're getting your PC after it's been rigorously tested.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat the crap out of it.
PJ said he's gonna beat it up, but he's gonna beat it up metaphorically with software and technology and benchmarks.
No, I'm gonna beat it up.
Where does a 240 radiator go in the 90-degree position? If I'm correct, I think it just goes to the back.
Where?
Hold on. The 240 radiator, if
Where
it's
does the
90
240
degree.
radiator go in the 90-degree position? It would go in the back.
Yeah, I would say it'd go in the back.
Yeah, because
There's enough
once you
space
put it
there.
in a 90-degree orientation, you eliminate having the ability to put a 360 millimeter.
Yeah.
So you put a 120 millimeter at the top
back now becomes the top.
Yeah.
So this
No one can hear you,
over here.
by the way.
Ah!
He's talking,
I'm
giving
sorry.
a spiel, and
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm just like,
So, the 90-degree orientation, you completely eliminate the 360 millimeter radiator.
yeah.
So you put the 240 millimeter on the back. The top now becomes the back, and the back becomes the top. So this 120 will be over here. So the radiator will be inside, and you'll have the two fans internally in front of it.
Becca, hey.
Or you can flip them in the back if you like, because we can put the direction to direct the heat straight out the top.
So Mecha responded to Evolutionary Mishap's comment. Evolutionary Mishap asked, how long will the water cooling run to test for bubbles and possible leaks and such? So Mecha says to recommend, or he recommends a 24-hour leak test if you're doing your own custom loop at home.
Mm-hmm. Let it run.
So here we're going to be putting this system through very intensive system testing. There's that side panel again. So glad Bajheera was able to see it before he went to his raid. Yo, PJ. Your boy Scott says to get him a World of Warcraft beta key.
What's Scott?
I don't. You can see it in chat.
Which? When am I looking to the right?
I think Moobot is getting a little angry there. Sorry about that, digital TV or digital V7.
Yo, tell PJ
Moobot
to
got
give me
angry.
World of Warcraft beta key.
Just put two
No,
emotes.
Scotty, you're so funny, Scott. Hey, man, give me some Bitcoin, and I'll hook you up with a key.
Yo, I'll take some Bitcoin. I have an address.
Let me tell you something
It's right
about
here.
Mr. Scott. Scott used to work here with us, and he tried to get me to invest in Ripple, if I'm not mistaken what it was. And I was like, nah, no big deal. This guy had $5,000 put aside and invested all of it. And I think he made like $100,000 like that.
Yeah, because Ripple like exponentially grew. So cryptocurrency.
And he wants me to get him a key for free. You're balling out of control, buddy.
Does this build have a VR panel? It does not. The front section of the PC build is dedicated to the reservoir.
Yeah, no VR panel. I
VR
could, but I'm not a fan of it.
So for me personally, I don't recommend the VR panel just because new headsets are coming out, and then the Oculus Rift S and the Valve Index both use DisplayPort. The VR panel is HDMI. So, but if you do have an HDMI-based headset and the VR panel does work for you, then go for it. But if you're planning on using modern or future VR headsets, no. Being transparent just because it's true. But if you, again, like I said, if you do have I have an HDMI based panel, or based headset, so I could benefit from the VR panel if I needed it. I have an Oculus, yeah. See that you benefit from it. So, all right, everyone, I'm gonna go and wrap it up because we just hit the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. Shout out to PJ, doing an awesome job for this build. We finished it, or you finished it. I just happened to be here and talked throughout the entire thing.
Can't even get in the...
Hello.
Hey, guys. Hope you enjoyed the build.
Does the VR panel even work with the 90 degree? I think it should, but gotta talk to sales to confirm. I haven't seen it in a 90 degree orientation. Games and gains for Mr. Bajheera, who's currently doing a raid, from my understanding. So
It was fun, guys.
all of you that have joined us across all these platforms, thank you very much. We should be doing a build again. I keep saying next week, and I think we have other streams lined up, but I'm out of the loop right now. I have stuff I have to work on, so I'm gonna go. And I'm also hungry, so not only have to work on stuff, I'm also hungry.
I want a turkey sandwich. I'm hungry.
A smoothie sounds good. Should I
Ew,
pick up a smoothie?
That's not food.
I'm like craving something like fruity or healthy.
Then go eat a apple or something.
I had an apple this morning. Apple a day. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna see you next time. PJ, tell the people goodbye.
Goodbye.
And of course,
Till
check us
next
out.
time. Oh, I hurt my back.
Hold on. just one reminder before I completely wrap it up. Be sure to check out our stuff at originpc.com and follow us via the newsletter. I am telling you right now, we have more stuff happening. I'm telling you this because I'm working on that more stuff happening. And if you follow us on the newsletter, you'll see all the cool stuff that's happening. I'm just saying because I've been working on this for the past couple days. Right there, newsletter, originpc.com/newsletter. Let me tell you, there's some cool stuff happening, and
Newsletter.
I just want you guys to see it. I'm working so hard on it. I'll go home. All right, I'm done. My name is Lewis. I'm glad you guys tuned in for today's live build. It was fun.
My name is PJ, and I'm glad you tuned in and watched me build stuff.
All right, guys, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Later.